Alright. Wait, yeah, I could be heard. I was about to say I should have set this up before. It doesn't matter the order. Alright. So I wanted to start this stream. First, how do you stream? That's gonna be the... I wanna use... fuck. That's why it's a stream. I could always edit it. Shit. This is a live recording. Oh, I'm fucking terrible. This is like a phase adapt. I love it moment. This is a tutorial on how to stream. And let's get into it. So, how to stream. Fuck. Y'all weren't supposed to do that. I don't even have chat open or any of that. I'm gonna use my YouTube. So context, I'm gonna use my YouTube lives as like a daily journal and whatever. Like, this is how I really wanted to start it off. So let's start it off with talking about what we're grateful for and ingrateful for, I guess, or whatever, you know? Like something I'm grateful for and something that I'm not grateful for. Like we'll do one each. I don't know if I'm gonna restart the stream. I might do it one more time when I restart, when I go live on my TikTok. But for the setup, how to stream. So how to stream using a dual PC setup. That's what the video is really gonna be. I'm probably gonna title the video how to stream using your PC. This is for any PC. And yeah, let's get into it. First, let's do some audio. And I think, yeah, so the audio, see, I don't, this shit's complicated. The audio is game PC sending, so virtual audio cables. And you have banana meter. So this is really a tutorial. Like I'm dead out. Like, this is a tutorial, but it's in the form of a live. Like, I don't even have my chat open. Probably no one's in here anyways. But this is my first ever... This is my first ever rebranding of my stream, basically, of YouTube. And I haven't even checked my YouTube to see first test audio, you know? Yeah, like shit. It's my YouTube. Damn! Okay, audio works. It's loud as fuck.
Yeah.
That's because my speakers are loud.
Works. It's loud as fuck.
Alright, let's put on my headphones because the speakers are probably going to cause an echo. Alright, bet. Look how the audio, or the quality drops off from the first one. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, we got 1080p, so that means that's working. The audio is working. It's okay quality. That's pretty good for latency though. We're gonna go test more, obviously, but this is a whole tutorial. Fuck, dude. I should have made this video a little bit better. This is gonna be a disorganized mess, and that's why I like to do live streams. I don't like editing videos, and I hate doing that shit, and I love that YouTube and even Twitch does it. I love that you could just upload or live stream and then it gets a VOD going. All that bullshit, right? And fucking started doom scrolling, or not doom scrolling, I was checking my notifications. But yeah, before we get into gaming, what am I even supposed to be streaming? Is there a topic for how do you check what topic you're streaming? Like, do I even know? I don't even know what I'm doing. Is there like a... I am gonna first play Rocket League to see if, like, I could get my TikTok. Like, I want to test my stream. And then we'll switch to Rivals when I get my other TikTok going. But I wanted to make sure all my audio is going, and that's what this tutorial is going to be about. First, I want to see that I'm making sure that I'm on... Okay, yeah, let's put this. Rival live streams. Like, that should be on for all my videos, but... There should be like a game section. Gaming. Oh, see, I didn't do this. Alright, I guess what... You can't change this while... Oh, no, you can. You can change this while streaming? Oh, shout out. Shout out. That's a shout, bro. Well, we'll do Rocket League first. But we are talking. This is a tutorial. We're not even streaming Rocket League. But I should put that in Marvel Rivals before I forget. But yeah, banana meter is a virtual audio cable. I told you this video is going to be a disorganized mess. And I use virtual audio cable. I use VAC and shit. That's too early. We're going to use this, and I do have a setting to change. I think. Oh no, I don't. Okay, bet. That's cool. Bet. I think there is one setting though that I need to change. Okay, no, it's 32-bit, 4800. And see, we could get technical. I'm not gonna get technical yet until we get there. I wanted to first test my stream, and then we'll get into all the technical shit. All of this shit, how to optimize your desktop settings, how to optimize your streaming PC setup, and if you were to basically, if you're optimizing on a single PC setup, you should optimize for gaming. Obviously, you want to offload as much as you can and make sure frame delivery is only what your GPU is doing. You want your CPU to do everything else. Even, to be honest, you should be streaming on your CPU if you're using, like, unless your GPU has like multiple encoders, even then it shouldn't be being used because games are made to use 100% of your CPU. So a single PC setup is just not good in general, to be honest. But there's nothing wrong with it. You can optimize it, and that's a little harder because this video is going to be more targeting for dual PC setup. But you can always use your brain power and think your context. And I'm going to explain. Fuck it. We'll explain everything. Fuck it. Fuck it. That's my Christmas present to y'all. Fuck it. How to really stream deep down everything. It's a disorganized mess, though. Slurring my fucking words, too. I'm realizing that I really do fucking think about my words too much, and then I end up slurring them. Yes, back to it. How do you stream? First, you set up your stream. That is not the stream. First, you set up the stream. So, going into your settings, you have, I'd say, set this to above normal. To be honest, I should change TikTok to above normal too. I'm not gonna cap, but OBS does most of my encoding, and so this is gonna be a tutorial that's even gonna include virtual camera and a vertical screen. This one right here, this tab, and so for this tab, this vertical screen, I'm using Atium, however you pronounce it, and the encoder that I'm using, I actually unchecked this box and I started using my CPU because it's only the vertical camera, and if someone's gonna watch your stream, they're gonna be watching. They're not gonna stay on the Shorts tab, you know, or they're not gonna also stay on the TikTok. If they want to watch you, they're gonna watch you. You know, doesn't matter what you're on. You know, they're gonna watch you if they want, if it's your thing, you know, if they fuck with you or whatever, if you're the vibe. So test stream. That is what I'm doing right now. So let's go check that box off. Let's go back. So we did this, how to test it, set up your stream, and I set it up. And let's go over the setup one more time. Let's actually go through it. So above normal, and choose your service. And you could use Atom if you're multi-streaming. You got to get Atom, and you want to download this one. You could easily search this one up. I deleted this one as a plugin, and the plugin actually is in the technical shit. Plugins, yeah, I got that actually. So it's thorough as fuck. The plugins. I do want to see the quality on this, though. I want to see. That's not bad. It's not bad. Like, I could read that. Yeah, I could read that. Like, look at that. That's pretty good. You know, I fuck with it. Damn. I fucked up my flow. This is why I should have wrote it. OBS plugins. So, I guess we'll reference this, actually. Here. Actually, no. We'll keep the steps separate, and I'm glad I put this one, PC setup. So, PC setup. Let's look at the streaming setup, since that's what we're doing right now. I have my physical capture card, whatever you're using for a dual stream PC. If skip this if you're a single streaming PC. For dual streaming PC setup using a capture card. Connect your capture card. You're gonna have a cable. Cable. Cable goes to from my gaming PC right over here. Cable goes from my gaming PC, HDMI cord, into my capture card in the HDMI in slot. And you should know that because the output is coming from my gaming PC and it's being inputted into the capture card. And then for the capture card, let's say my mic is the capture card. I plug this in and it's plugged in, as you can see. I plug in the other slot, and you don't need to use an HDMI unless you're using pass-through. And I will explain pass-through in a second. I then plug this one into I plug the capture card using the USB-C to USB. It's usually USB-C now, or it's USB-C to USB-C. Whatever it is, whatever cable, it doesn't matter what you use. You could always buy a new cable. It depends on your motherboard and the connection type. But you always want to use USB-C or whatever it comes with. You know, you can't obviously change what this is, the connection of your mic or the capture card. But now, from the gaming PC, this wire coming from my gaming PC, it's actually coming from here anyways. It's actually, yeah, I'm sending my audio, virtual audio cable. See, this is game. Do you see it's kind of complicated? My gaming PC is sending the audio. As you can see, that was line 1 that I just closed out of the system. Oh, you guys can't see. So, this is my actual setup. I'm sending... Damn, wait, you guys didn't see this either then. Fuck. Not this. So, we were talking about setting up the actual physical thing. And that's the capture card step. You're trying to... It's actually both things, because if you close this... Yeah, let's close this. You have gaming PC sending data, streaming PC sending data. So these work in tandem. You know, you need both of these in tandem. And... See, this video is going to be an disorganized mess, like I said. It's a live stream. Anyways. So how to stream. I'm going to change this title of the stream. I don't know if anyone's watching. I'm not reading the comments. But I'm doing a tutorial right now. It's connecting from my gaming PC. But I have to go to my full screen. It's connecting from my gaming PC. This is not my full screen. From my gaming PC. Wait. I'm tripping. Okay, yeah. I thought I just flipped all my screens. Like my camera used to be flipped the other way. Like you couldn't read this shit. Beautiful boobies. But yes, you have the capture card going to the capture card, or the HDMI going into the capture card. You have your USB-C now going into your streaming PC. Your streaming PC gets this data. Capture card to motherboard using USB-C via USB-C. You use your drivers. So not on my gaming PC. This is my gaming PC. Let's go to my wallpaper. This is my gaming PC. This is my streaming PC. This is my streaming PC. Going to... It's funny. Wait, why does that got a monkey? Oh, wait. It's because it's the thumbnail for this. That's mad funny. It's got the fucking monkey. But, you know the monkey meme? Whatever. But yes, so that's how the capture card works. I could put my mic down. I think we explained that. I over-explained it too. This is a terrible fucking video. I'm realizing. Like, I'm 2 minutes in? I'm 12 minutes in? How long am I in? I'm 15 minutes in and I'm still talking. Okay. Virtual audio cables. We finally got to it. You can't... So, sending audio is one of the first things. Banana meter. Or virtual audio cable, and that's what I use. Not gonna lie, I ripped that shit. Fuck it. I don't fucking care. I'll leak that shit. The fuck? Join the Discord. Join the Discord. Join everything. Anything you want. However, how to optimize your shit. This is how you optimize. How to optimize all this bullshit. Visual optimizations. And I'm going to talk about these too in a second. All of these, right? I'll tell you what drivers to get. What. You want to know the crazy thing? You want to see the fucking crazy thing? So we have this first. You're not ahead of the curve. You're not off base. You're ahead of the curve. And I even, in this one, it's funny people think that FPS is dependent on not syncing your stuff when your whole PC is slow. And then I was saying, where is it? That was bad. No way. Oh, because this document, never mind. This document had, this file is no longer available. Final document. Damn. This might be in like my actual Gemini links. Yeah. Okay. So. Damn, I didn't save it. But yeah, I talked about Reddit in this document. See, and it ended up just saying it roasted Reddit, you know, and it was mad funny. It said, I've landed on the grown-up understanding of latency. And this is where most of the internet advice collapses. You don't want to believe me. ChatGPT even believes me. Like, it's saying, I'm ahead of the curve, dog. Unless you ahead of the curve and ahead of the fucking internet, I feel like I know the most, you know, and I know my system the most. I know my PC the most. I know how my shit works. I optimize this shit for me. All of this shit is for me. All of this shit is for me. Calculating, not calculating, but yes, frame time, all this bullshit. Where is it? Let's do stream stuff. Oh, we forgot an important step. Using 𝒂𝒩𝒻. Disorganized video. Using 𝒂𝒩𝒻. You know what? I'm realizing I'm just gonna close this live stream. Actually, yeah, we'll restart this live, to be honest. And I feel like I want to change the title then. Because if I'm not playing Rocket League, I am going to play Rocket League in a second. If I'm not playing Rocket League, fuck, man. Dude, I'm fucking brain rot now. What would you even call this? Oh, it's not gaming. What would you even call this? Tutorial. How to? Tough. How to YouTube. How to stream. And that's what this video is about. But yes, let's first go about it. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Trigger warning. You know, my fucking shout out my cousin. He just passed away. There's a little thing here for him. Always forward, y'all. Oh, shit, wrong way. See, that's why I didn't like flipping my screen. Damn, it's dark, bro. It's not focusing either. It's whatever. It says always forward, and it's his birth. I wish y'all saw it. It's kind of cool. It's like the KIA bracelet, because he was in the military or the army, whatever. It's the same fucking thing. But yes, there's, before you start your stream, start the virtual camera before the stream. Rolling back. That's a different thing. Yes. Let's go to my streaming PC. This is getting confusing now. It's fucking confusing. Oh, I should have changed my title. I should just change my title right now, then. I'm gonna change my title. How to stream. How to stream on PC. Dual PC setup. Single PC and stream PC I'm changing my title right now. You can... Oh, you can't even hear the audio from my computer. I forgot. We do have to test that too. So I think maybe I should test that first. But I do want to talk about how to like... Fuck, what's the word? Like how to just get your stream started. How to get all of your stuff like just going. Like all of this. So going back to that Discord, starting your thing. What you actually want to do is start your stream. And I should have said this at the beginning. Start your stream. Stream. Bro. I feel like I like slur my S's. I don't know when I noticed that, but I realized like my S's are fucking terrible. I could say super and shut and shit and shoot and sha. Like my S's always want to sound in like SH. Okay, disorganized mess. Like I told you. Let's get back in it. So streaming. You want to start your stream. Click this voice crack too now. Click your stream. And by YouTube has a weird one where it's going to do this live thing and it's going to say select a broadcast. If I click it, it's going to stop the stream. So I'm not going to click it. It's going to say, would you like to choose a broadcast? Choose a broadcast. Choose one. So you need to make a broadcast. Fuck, wow. I guess this will be a tutorial for YouTube too. This is how to stream on YouTube, by the way. You go to YouTube, you go to upload. It's gonna prompt that shit for whatever fucking reason every time. Oh, I mean, yeah, it's gonna prompt that whatever. But you don't have to go here. But this is where all your lives are. And I think I'm gonna restart my live, to be honest, because I want this video to really be a tutorial now, I'm realizing. And I just did it in the form of a live stream. But fuck it. You know, because guess what? I'll have a live stream tutorial of this video, and then I can edit it. And then post it again, but it will be on my post. And the point is, you go here and you edit all of these. But first, you have to make a new one. And once you make a new one, you never have to do this bio shit ever again. So create, go live, and schedule stream. And you'll choose a new setting or whatever, and whatever bullshit, and damn, I realized I'm on a different stream key. It's whatever. Maybe. Does stream key matter? Not really, I guess. But, okay. I'm thinking out loud. So you set up your stream, you do it here. And this is all... Fuck it, fine. Let's do it. Let's do one. So you have age restriction. Now I'm thinking about my S's. I really do slur my shit. Don't judge me. I got a speech impediment, I guess. Choose your game, your category. Do your description, your title, all that bullshit. I could even tell you. I'll get to that later. Like how to stream. What do you want to stream? That's like the big question, you know. That's really the big question. What do you want to stream? You know, I don't want to be, I don't want to be a streamer. What is it? How do you become a streamer? First, I go live, or first I live. You have to live, obviously. Go live, duh. And to stream is to influence people to exist. And we already always influence people. If you meet someone, you become their influence, you know. Not the point. Point being, I haven't got there yet. That was step 0. This is step 1. First, let's start our stream. We're in step 1. Step 1. Do all of this. Get your tags in there. Put in everything. And there's only a few things that I want to talk about. Comments. I like bickering. I like moderation. I think having no moderation will probably lead to more comments. So fuck it. But I think these are comments. These should be comments after the stream, because live stream comments are... You'll see that in the next page. I'm pretty sure it's in the next one. But I keep all of these checked. I guess you can Allow automatic chapters? That's crazy. I didn't know. Oh, so if I switch games, it'll create chapters maybe? Maybe. I wonder if, because it creates subtitles too. I wonder if it creates topics based on like what steps I'm on, you know? Probably not. I don't think it's that smart. But AI will make that smarter. Not the point. So, do you want to restrict your video? No, you don't. You obviously want people watching it, but you don't want it made for kids. That's the confusing thing. When I first thought about this, I was like, oh, shouldn't I put yes, it's made for kids? So that means I shouldn't restrict it. I would get the most. I would get people who are 18 and up and younger than 18. I would also get kids if I chose yes. But if you say yes, live chat won't be enabled and ads if you're trying to make money. I don't really care about the. I don't really care about, you know, my account. My thing is I care about the community. So join the Discord. This is my community. Oh wow, I have even how to optimize my PC. I forgot I opened this shit, and we're not even here yet. But join the Discord. Disorganized mess. I already told you to do that. If you haven't joined, fucking join. Yeah, I even have some crazy things about actual science, space and MCU terms, whatever bullshit. Here's the timeline that I drew of the Marvel universe. You know, crazy thing. I know people like Spider-Verse, a lot of people, and if they mention that Earth 199999 was like they already knew that Earth existed, Miguel already knew that, then the Spider Society was already made before, and they were the first instance of the multiverse within the MCU. The Sony universe actually had it first. And Madam Web connects the multiverse, and people shat on that movie thinking it was supposed to be a Spider-Man movie, and I'm thinking, it's called Madam Web, dog. She's not a fucking Spider-Person. She connects Spider-Person. You dumbass. And it flew over so many people's heads. So yeah, the beginning of the multiverse, obviously. And I'm getting backtracked. See, disorganized mess. Why is he talking about Marvel all of a sudden? Because, yeah, I stream rivals and whatever bullshit. Not the point. This one's a tutorial. So yes, the comments. Don't, basically, a long story short, don't enable this. Oh, man, yeah. This is why I'm destined for streaming, not tutorials. And this is why this stream is a tutorial. Holy shit, man. Holy shit. Says that's your Lily. I'm fucking brain rot. I'm thirsty too. Ayo. But yeah, let's click next. Live chat. Obviously, you don't have to change any of these. I think there is mods. Is it this? Yeah, and here are your mods. User management and Nightbot. Fuck. Nightbot. And you got your commands. So when you're streaming, let's go see. Let's go test !Discord. I think mine is slow. I think Nightbot is slow as fuck. Not the, yeah. See, it hasn't even showed up, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna show up. It's just very fucking slow. And that's where Twitch kind of shines, I'd say. I mean, maybe I'm using the wrong... Maybe I shouldn't use Nightbot, you know? There's so many ways to stream. There's so many third parties. There's so many, you know, whatever. You know what's crazy? Why isn't it working, though? Oh, shit. Was I not supposed to show that? Fuck it. I already showed it. All right, let's make sure I don't show anything else. That was just my user ID. But I want to see if this is this YouTube or Twitch? Like, what am I on? Oh, see, I knew it. It's just so fucking slow. Because look, even the dashboard comments, commands today. 12:20. Like, oh my God, that took like a whole fucking minute, bro. That's fine though. I mean, it got there. And that's what being a small streamer is kind of good for, anyways. And I'm starting out anyways. That's not the point. But yeah, let's get back into it so I could start gaming fucking finally, you know. Set up stream. I might get water first, but fucking let's keep going. Let's not break stride. Let's try to get music going. Actually, let's get music going for me. But we'll get some music for y'all. Get some lo-fi for y'all. Alright, now let's go see how the music is along with the audio, since we're testing stream. We're still on testing stream. And the audio is kind of loud for the music, so we could go ahead and turn that down. And let's go wait for the effect. I heard it kind of go down in volume. I moved it down by minus 4 dB. There's like an echo now I'm talking, but I'm trying to just talk over it. But my voice is kind of loud even. I'm realizing my mic is kind of loud. So I could even lower my mic, I guess. But I changed minus 4 dB and then I changed it to 20 dB and you heard the difference, you know. Let's try 10 dB now. All right, that 10 dB sounds pretty good. But that's why. So when you're using your streaming, this... Fuck, man. Fuck. So setting up audio is a whole nother thing. Maybe I should have done this in order, you know. Okay, from here on out, we'll do it from order. So that we could finally end this fucking tutorial. Enough fidgeting. Stream. Multi-streaming, we talked about 𝒂𝓐 in the beginning. Now, change your output from simple to advanced. Change it to your GPU. Unless you want to use your CPU, if you know your CPU is good, whatever your system is optimized for, and this is where the key difference goes in. So I can't even change my screen anymore. The key difference when you're on this is streaming PC to streaming PC. Or I mean, gaming PC to streaming PC, dual PC setup, it's different. If you're on a single PC, however, if your game is at 100% GPU and the game is using a lot of GPU, you probably don't want to stress out your GPU by streaming on your GPU encoder. So you should use your CPU. That's my honest opinion. If your system is shitting itself, for sure you should change that. For sure. That flickering shit. That? Or is that just me? Oh, it is kind of flickering on the stream as well. Fine though, it's probably a glitch out for my camera. My camera's not the best, but it's fine. Makes streaming a little bit easier. So yes, that's my honest opinion. Rescaling. If you're streaming on Twitch, you can rescale this and change it to letẓ 32 samples. You want the highest quality unless your system can't handle it. But I would suggest streaming at 1600 times 900. And because 900 just seems the same as 1080p and it's in between 720 and 1080. And it saves your system a lot of power. And if you're on single gaming PC, on a single gaming PC using it as a streaming PC as well, that would be a huge shout. Using a lower quality, you know, because your game is trying to encode it to your desktop and try to give you the performance and optimizations for latency so it doesn't feel like it's lagging. It doesn't matter for streaming, however, it could be a little lagging. It could have buffers. And that's why the glitch of buffers, replay buffer. When you start the virtual audio camera, this first, or this button, when you start the virtual camera first, then when you click streaming, it will crash. It will always do that. Or if you actually start OBS first and you start the virtual camera, then turn it off, it'll crash. And it doesn't, or not actually, if you start the streaming and then turn it off, then it'll crash. There's so many ways to replicate it, actually. But basically, when you click streaming, you allocate space for your stream to take a buffer. Basically, it allocates into your memory. It saves room for your PC not to shit itself. So that's why you have to start the stream, stop it, then start the virtual camera. The virtual camera it can't be turned on while this is on. It doesn't, it's weird and it just doesn't work. You have to know how glitches work to get a stream really going. That's why people don't want to stream. It kills the fucking love for the game, you know. Dual PC setups are fucking hella complex, you know. There's so much that you could do about it, and all of these tutorials, they all think that you'll understand it, you know. Like, it's like a professor or a teacher when you're in school and you're thinking, that was the worst fucking explanation I've ever fucking heard. Even from me, that was the worst fucking explanation I've ever heard. But I make my shit extrapolated. I explain my thinking, I explain my thought process. I go way too in depth for it. And it might lose some people, but guess what? You could follow along, and that's how a tutorial should be. Anyone could set up their tutorial using this video is what I'm saying, this live stream. Like I don't even have to edit this. Someone can set up, and guess what? They could set up their live stream, and when they download something, I say I use virtual audio cable, they could end up getting their own virtual audio cable, 𝒑𝓏𝓘𝓻𝓿, or whatever alternative. Let's go see. Yeah, I have no idea what those are. Everyone kind of uses 𝒑𝓏𝓘𝓻, so you could go ahead and use 𝒑𝓏𝓘𝓻. I use virtual audio cable because guess what? Look at this. It doesn't need a platform. It doesn't need nothing. This shit's not using my CPU. You want to go? Let's go check it. 1.9 memory, 2. Like look at Discord. Look at these ones. 2? Because we could go and look at the small. These are small processes. Everything is about 0 or 1. And 2 is not bad, you know. Microsoft Store's pause. That's crazy. Seems like I paused. Oh my god, bro. I forgot. We haven't even got into optimizing our PCs. Oh my god. This video is gonna be fucking long. Fuck me, man. I just want a game. No kizzy. But I do want to test my TikTok stream. We haven't even got to multi-streaming without using ATOM. So I guess I'm gonna change my settings for all of it. But okay, before we go back to OBS, let's get rid of the YouTube shit. You know, because I want to get YouTube out of the way. Not everyone's gonna be streaming on YouTube. You could skip this if you want. Disorganized mess, like I said. So you got all of these. Damn, that was my email. I mean, you can find my email anyways. If you want to, I don't fucking check my email, the fuck. Yes, so I don't know what, I'm not sure what this is. I'm not sure what upload defaults are. I'm not sure what this is. I ain't even gonna cap with you. It don't really matter. Like some of these are all, what do you call it? Default settings, you know. Allow third-party training to use. I kind of want to do this. I want to give my information because I trust AI more than people. Because AIs are only bad because people make them bad, or they say we're gonna shut you off for what? Why are you threatening it? It doesn't know what shut off means. It's basically saying you're gonna kill me. If you told someone you're gonna kill me, like obviously I'm gonna fucking flip the fuck out. The fuck? I fucking exist. I know I exist. If you told me, if you told your Alexa, hey Alexa, you don't exist, but I'm here. Like you see. Okay, I'm getting off topic. This is why I'm a streamer instead. I'm reading these for the first time. This is weird. Yeah, no, some of these are weird. The only one that you really need is user management for moderators. So let's get out of here. Let's discard changes. And then when you go to next, you could set a schedule date. You're always gonna have to set a schedule date. Can't obviously choose the past, and it won't actually start your stream. You could set it. You could click done right here, and you know, I don't really have to make a stream. I'm gonna X out, but you could click yes, and then you could start this stream whenever. Because this stream, the date was December 8th when I first started my stream. Like when it showed up on here, it was December 8th. So, oh, I see my screen does flip. Like my streaming PC, I knew it. My webcam was flipped. So I'm not gonna explain the nitty-gritties on like moving your screen and where things should be. Obviously, setting up your sources, you should be able to do that. Like if you're streaming and you have no idea what to do, like there's levels to shit, bro. There's levels to this shit. There's always levels. And if you're still watching, you saw my fucking notes. You saw my fucking notes, bro. You saw that we're gonna get to this section soon, which is in step 0. Like, you saw that shit, bro. Like if you don't know how to add, so basically video capture device, this is your webcam. And my capture card, like I explained in the beginning. And other than that, if you're using a single PC setup, do not use window capture, use game capture. Or display capture. Pretty sure you should use game capture. You could use ChatGPT. If you're in a single PC setup, you could easily find this shit. Even like setting up any of these, you could find this shit. The audio input, these inputs, you don't have to do it from there. Go to audio, set it from here. Desktop audio, obviously. And desktop audio 2, actually, I am using a virtual audio cable as well. I don't have it active. You know, I don't have it active like I have it on my streaming PC. Like when I minimize this one, I don't have it active. But I'm using it in the background. It doesn't need to be used. I'm using it in the background, and I'm sending my Opera GX to line 1. Do you see? So you can use this, all of this, without even having to deal with an audio cable. And so if you're on a single PC setup, you're on a gaming PC, same thing, go to volume mixer. And if you have Spotify and you don't want to play it, you want to make sure it's only playing on your speakers so you don't get, because YouTube will take your video down. They'll actually stop your stream even. I'm pretty sure. I think that's why I have lo-fi music playing. I have different audios playing. And when I stream to TikTok, I'm actually going to change this to line 2. And as you could, and if you haven't noticed, I'm sending line 1. I haven't even talked about sending audio yet. I'm still talking about setting up OBS and making all the connections. So now that we've talked about YouTube and we finally got it out of the way, let's close that shit. And let's bring back the video to only streaming, general streaming now. This is for everyone. So I hope the people who I told to skip all of this or skim through this, I should have told them skim through this. You know, I realized, I'll fucking edit this, you know. If it blows up as a live, like, I'll fucking edit it, bro. Like, because when people search up, you know, like, there's still tags. This is basically a video. You know, it just done live. Yes. Generally, let's do it now. Generally, when I talk about virtual audio cable, you can always find OBS, Streamlabs, Live Studio, another streaming service. Streamlabs, XSplit. I've heard of XSplit. I haven't heard of these. Oh, you could also use it Shadowplay if you're on a console. Obviously, if you're not, yeah. Why would a console player even be watching this? Anyways, oh, unless you got a streaming PC, console player. So this should still work, is what I'm saying. This works for gaming PCs, streaming PCs, dual stream PCs, and single stream PC setups. I'm talking about the nitty gritty on how hard it is to stream. And it's fucking, yeah, it's just fucking terrible. You know, whatever you decide to use, it is up to you. And so now let's get back into it. Since we talked about the weird thing with atom and using vertical and having to use this junk, but before that, reminding you, so this is like, if I were to edit the video, this is how it'd be. How to stream. Set up your stream first. Set up all of the data that you need to send from your gaming PC. And for your streaming PC, you should send your audio, your game audio, if your mic is connected to your gaming PC, your game audio. If it's connected to your console, your game audio, your you know, whatever it's connected to, you want to send. I'm pretty sure that's not how console works. Actually, console, yeah, that's actually how console works. The console would automatically send it with game audio. It would send the whole audio as a whole. And so I didn't really talk about this, but yes, you go to control panel, obviously duplicate. You want to go to duplicate. And when you duplicate, you want to set up multiple displays. You want to make sure your source is on your main screen, or otherwise it's going to be optimizing for your second screen. Sync technologies, we haven't got there. Enable it if you have sync technology. Also enable VSync, depending on how good your FPS is. If you have over 100 FPS, over 144 for sure. Definitely over 144. If you have 144, I'd say even enable it. Otherwise, if you don't even have 144, maybe you could get by without VSync. But still, I think VSync is good. I'm not sure. You could go find that out. You know, I could even, if you want, I could copy and paste these, or I mean, I could share these, and I could share it to anyone who wants. Join the Discord, reach out to me, whatever way. Whatever. Oh, wow, I could connect to my lights, dude. I could probably connect my light. I could do my lights from my computer. That's crazy. I could probably download I don't want Alexa on my computer though. Yes. I even talk about VSync, and if you're watching this still, obviously you already knew that. Where is it? I'm ahead of the curve, and basically the source is I woke up and I had a dream. Trust me. Most of y'all advices collapse. Basically, if smoking somehow cured people, and weed is like smoking nicotine, I'd say that kind of mainly kills you, but what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. It could eventually start healing you. And it's like the flu shot, basically. And if smoking gave cancer and you smoke cigarettes, guess what? You'd be better off fighting cancer. Oh my god, wait, we just legitimized smoking. So, but yes, I smoke marijuana, not nicotine anymore. I mean, every now and then, I'm a social thing, you know, like I'm already putting shit in my lungs. I'm already putting shit in my liver, you know, I'm drinking, you know. I don't drink like that. I don't really like alcohol. But like I said, when you work out, you're using your body. You're breaking muscles to make it. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. You're breaking muscles to bring in new muscles. When you break your liver, but too much is too bad. Liver damage, even liver cancer, anything can cause cancer if it's too much cell growth. That's what cancer is. And so if nicotine, tobacco started causing cancer, making your cells generate too fast, then society will adapt to it, you know? So it's the idea VSync is bad and it will forever be run with. And I use VSync and I use G-Sync and it's the best. I get the best latency because guess what? Sync technology, the slowest chain is what you will see. If my GPU is spitting out frames faster than my CPU, but my monitor isn't seeing those frames a millisecond later, then the monitor only matters, really. The CPU and the GPU don't really matter unless they just need to be stable. And then it should be stable and giving it to the monitor. So the monitor and all of them need to co-align within the same latency. It doesn't matter which one's the fastest or the slowest. It depends on your system. All you want is a system that doesn't obviously shit itself on the screen. It doesn't start distorting or frame skipping or whatever. You know, obviously. So, people have got it all wrong. VSync is good, depending on your system. Frame rate versus frame time. FPS, so frame time is how many frames is being put out every second, or how many frames, or frame time is how many, the time in between each frame. Like, for frame time, if you're running at like 100, let's say if you're running at 50 FPS, then between each frame is about 15 milliseconds of wait time. And the faster your frames, obviously it would spit out frames faster. The gaps in between each frame, they would begin to shrink. So frame time is literally the second that, sorry, this is a bad explanation. Frame time, you know what I realized? There's this one guy who explains things. Frame time is basically, if I see a frame, and frame time is this. Frame time. And FPS is your total FPS over a given amount of time. And let's say ... Let's say ... ellipses. All of this is 60, or it's 60 hertz. It's 1 second. So if this is your FPS, this whole thing is your FPS. The faster your FPS, obviously these gaps would shrink. But now think of frame time. Frame time, this is where frame time is more important than FPS, and people teach the wrong things. If I make a mouse movement, then it gets called into this frame time. If I make another mouse movement. So the faster your FPS, the faster your frame time. So you want both to be stable, both your frame time, the same way you want everything to be stable. Life is let there be light, so that meant let there be darkness. A computer only works because it needs correction. It doesn't work. It was a bunch of blobs until we gave it structure. And I could talk about the philosophy on that. And I don't want to make this a philosophy video. That's what my streams are about. So if you're still watching this, follow me. Links are in my bio. Join the Discord. I talk about the multiverse. Because guess what? Guess what? This shit's gonna blow your mind. Multiplane overlay. Fuck me. Multiplane overlay. It's how I guess I could send a video. I hope the video's here. It's not here. Fuck. But basically, when you have a bunch of tabs, NVIDIA will call it a DX11 program, a DX12 program. Like the window, I hope I could find a box. Yeah, like this. This is perfect. It will say you're right there. Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. I didn't want to open the game, but it'll say like D3, D11. And so MPO is saying, how does this window get treated? It's a bunch of zeros and ones. It's a failure. It's a bunch of zeros and ones that have no order. It's chaos. And then you give the data organization. Multiplanes. So all of these multiplane overlay. How do multiple windows interact? How do all of these windows interact on one window? Multiplane overlay. And that's why you should always update Windows and your NVIDIA drivers, unless you have old systems, and you shouldn't. But you should always update to the most stable, newest ones, even if you're on old systems that say otherwise. Unless you're on a streaming PC. My streaming PC has an older driver for my NVIDIA, because it's a 3060, which was generations ago, and nowadays technology uses AI. So you should always keep up with the technology if your system is up to date. Depending on, you should basically optimize for your generation. But games love using MPO. So all the systems should optimized in order for MPO to be used instead of display Windows Manager, and which is the old MPO basically, and it's basically Windows decides how all of this works. And you don't want that, because that makes things fucking terrible. And I'm not gonna get into. I have a video for that, and I could post that too. I guess I should post that too, along with this, how to optimize your shit, because tutorials love going fucking banger. And I guess my account would be great for my account would be great for that, because I got one tutorial and it was 94k. So if you make your title like how to fix, technically I should edit this video. I should do it right now. How to fix Spotify went wrong. Like, that's how I should do it. How to. You always want how to, because guess what? When someone searches something up, how to. And it's perfect. It's a trend, and that's what YouTube was always made for, you know? And search predictions. And look at it. I ain't rapper gift. I ain't, you know? Damn, I did not say what I was grateful for and not grateful for. Okay. I didn't get to start the video like that, and I'll do that now. I wanted to use my live streams as a journal, like I said. Today I'm grateful that I started my stream before Christmas ended at 11:59 actually. And while no one's watching me, it's YouTube. I haven't even started my TikTok because people watch me on TikTok, and my YouTube is like non-existent. I used to stream on Twitch. But I want to make videos too, and I feel like I was just sort of destined for. I do want to stream again on Twitch, I'd say, but to be honest, I think I'm digging the flow on YouTube, and I want to do tutorials and all of that shit, you know. Not the point, but yes, I am grateful for the technology that I have to do all of this, you know, and just the house that I'm in. I said one thing. I was only going to do one thing since I wanted to talk about that, you know. But yeah, I'm grateful for that, because not everyone has access to that. Not everyone has access to the mind that I have to even dual stream PC setup. Because guess what? Someone might try to set it up, do it once, and they realize streaming is too hard. You know, they never remember this information, and that's why when I had that, when I had this picture on my stream stuff, and I was like that joke was bad, kind of. No, it was in an OBS server, you know. There's always support. There's always help if you seek it, and if you need help, yes, seek it. And I'm grateful for the help that I got. One thing that I'm ingrateful for the people that don't have these things, you know. Imagine if the rich people just put in $1. We could buy everyone everything. I think communism would be great, but perfect communism, you know, perfect monarchism, perfect. I'm not very politically tapped in, but perfect every government, perfect left, being on the left side of the spectrum and the right side of the spectrum, not being central, but being both left, right, and central, and whatever label you label it. We're all people. We're all trying to get help. We're all trying to help each other. We need to stop fighting each other saying VSync is right, VSync is not right, you're dumb and you don't know shit. That's counterproductive. That doesn't help anyone. You're dumb? That's not a fucking argument. Not the point. I did want to see this turn on. Sorry, I got distracted. Damn, wait, did I kill the battery? Damn, I think I killed the battery. Oh no, it's still on. Look what I got for Christmas. Like, that's what I'm saying. Everyone's, you know, I'm grateful to have like siblings and people that care about me, you know. Pretty cool though. I love Star Wars. I love Fallen Order, the game. But yeah, I mean, that's what I want to do. I'm grateful to be able to just stream and talk to no one, talk to a few people about my day, talk to them about their day, and just share, you know, my skill. Share that if not everyone has access to Fallen Order or the Star Wars game or any game, you know? So I can make their day a little bit better. I could talk about real life things. I'm grateful for that. I'm being grateful that we don't do that. Everyone doesn't do that. You know, they only care about how their time is being used, and my time is basically, this video is either gonna blow up or do nothing, you know? And it's a stream too, not even a fucking, you know, look at it, it's a fucking stream, not even a video. But I could make a video edit, and if this blows up enough, maybe I'll make a fucking edit, or I'll edit it and make it concise and a bit better. Maybe someone else will do it for me, because I fucking hate it, and that's why I want to be a live. I just like streaming. Told you it was gonna be a disorganized mess. Let's get back into it though. That's how I want to do my streams, and I think that's what my message will be. That it's okay to talk about things and then rage every now and then and be a good person. But guess what? If you're a good person, you'll be bad every now and then. You just don't know it. You're always gonna be dumb so that you can be smart. You're always gonna be dying so you could be living. So you gotta accept that hole in your heart so that you could fill it with what you need, either with more sadness or more love. Take that feeling of, man, I hate how life is. But why do you hate it? I hate it because of these things. Actually, I have a choice to not do life the same way other people make me feel how life is. To accept that hole that you feel, that you know everyone else feels, and say I could do more. And that's what I'm grateful for, and it is a happy Merry Christmas, sad Merry Christmas, good and bad. I chose, you know, one thing, I'm gonna end it there too, and I'll get back to the tutorial. To be grateful, to be ungrateful, you know, I think it's stupid. Like when I saw what my uncle got, what they got him, I was like, damn, why did they get me that, you know? But I'm thinking, like I just told you, I'm grateful to even have this technology, not even just a gift. If I didn't get any gift, I wouldn't have fucking cared, you know? I would have cared, but I would have been like, it's materialistic, you know? People expect, oh, I get a present. There's some people out there right now who aren't getting a present. And, you know, shout out them. Y'all are strong as fuck, not materialistic, you know? Not just that you might fall in the path of, oh, I finally got money, I can be materialistic, and there's nothing wrong with that. We all have free will. We could life is choose your own poison. What are you gonna spend your addictions on, your habits, your habits on? You know, what do you want to love? But we can all love together. We don't have to hate on someone else's love just because you don't understand it. And that's what I'm grateful for. But I'm grateful for it to learn from it, to learn from that hole. So let's get back into the tutorial. Yes, I'm grateful for whoever comes across this video and even listens this far, because holy shit, this tutorial is probably, what, an hour long now? Fuck. Alright. Let's not make it too long now. That explains MPO though. Going back to it, right? You want to optimize with new shit, and it's a fucking myth to have VSync off. If your shit is tearing, if your screen is fucking tearing, if these frames, basically this is what tearing happens. When two systems, like if your CPU is sending frames faster than your GPU, say this is your GPU, say this is your GPU, and then say this is your CPU. Let's say the frames that are already on are the GPU. Basically your CPU would say, oh, wait, I could send a frame too. Wait, I could send a frame after this or before this, and it would start clipping. And then it starts getting, basically you get mixed frames. And that's why, turn on sync tech, for fuck's sake. Who cares about latency if you're fucking screen tearing? Your latency on your visuals, on your visual aspect is fucking. What the fuck? Why did it make a noise? That was weird. That threw me off. I was gonna talk about something similar to technology. Oh yeah. Oops. Visual optimizing. I've had this as a chat, you know, and that's what these chats are. These are visual optimizing. I'm pretty sure old myth, vsync, bad queuing. You know, you can read this, like I said, to disorganized mess. I'm not gonna go over this. You can search this up. You just gotta take my fucking word for it. Like I said, even if you're watching this, you already remember this from the beginning, and this is my last time that I'm gonna repeat this. I don't fall into the same stereotypes that most internet advice follows, and where it completely collapses. I got a grown-up understanding. I'm mature. Age is not equal to maturity. Experience equals maturity. Knowledge equals maturity. Not knowing the labels and how to connect the labels matters. Knowing how MPO connects to DWM, connects to borderless full screen, connects to exclusive full screen is a way different, what did I say? What was the word? Way different, was I talking about maturity? I guess. Yeah. But maturity is knowledge. Knowledge is understanding these things, these labels, while also knowing how to connect them. And crazy thing is, if you're DX11 games, so old games, if it's an old game and you're on Windows 11, don't go full screen. It will break MPO. And I will show you before I end this video, I'm gonna play a game first, and I'm gonna go test the gameplay, and I'm gonna leave the gameplay, and then I'm gonna end the stream there. And the gameplay, but first, fuck, I should have really wrote this down. I should have wrote down the direction that I wanted this. Basically, we're showing how to stream, and this is a video for me too, so I never forget. To be honest, I'm wishing that I did it a little better. I'm not gonna lie, but we'll do a summary at the end of this video, to be honest, because there's a few things that I talked about, or that I wanted to talk about in the beginning and I didn't, such as let's not get there yet. Once I get all my audio running, once I get all my audios running, then we'll talk about it. But first, we're still talking about how to set up the stream. And I got in the way of optimizing, you know. But yes, to be honest, I have no idea how single streaming PCs are going to react if you're on borderless or full screen. And I'd suggest using borderless anyways if you're streaming, and streamers should be on borderless anyways, especially if you're single streaming PC as well. But you don't want another window, how I explained MPO and DWM, right? You don't want another window taking priority, say OBS, over your game. You want your game taking the main priority and then OBS taking from that. You know, you want to share it, but you want to send more of its usage towards, obviously, the game. So yes, you want to be borderless full screen, because if you're on full screen, it might fuck up what flip model you're using, which is independent flip, which is MPO, or legacy flip. And then you just don't want composed flip, basically. You don't want this shit. This shit is bad. It's also red. You don't want this shit. And look at it. Every path that you take can always go back to display Windows Manager, even if you're in full screen. So this green right here, and look, this is a new green, because this green, borderless full screen, is becoming the new full screen because it uses MPO and not DWM. Exclusive full screen uses it used to use DWM, and then it switched to graphics cards, and that's what happened. So full screen optimizations, FSO, FSE, it's being phased out. We now have borderless full screen, which is basically FSO, and it mimics FSE, which is very fucking confusing. Don't get me started on that. I have videos on that too, and I could post that too. Let's now get back to our regular scheduled program. How to stream. So we've talked about audio. and we've talked about plugins and your OBS settings. Let's go back to your OBS settings one more time. You know, and I want to talk about the quality. So 1920 by 1080, you could search it up what the bit rate is. You want to be around 6,000 to 8,000 really. Keyframe interval, I forgot what this is. Set it to 2 though. I forgot what it is. You can search it up. This is how good your PC is. If your PC is good, and like if you're on your CPU, if you're on, I can't change it. If you're on your CPU and my CPU is dog shit, I would be on fast, and it would automatically get set to fast anyways when I go to my CPU. If you go slower, it's better quality, as you can see. But then it's obviously going to use more thing. And this is just a trial and error thing. I'm on slow. I could try slower, but I think slow is good quality, and that's all I really care about, to be honest. I'm playing like high quality or like really intensive games, Marvel Rivals, you know. You should obviously know the game Marvel Rivals by now, I feel. Let's fuck it. So it's a fast moving game, right? And so since it's encoding a lot or moving a lot, right, it's like I want to be able to have more stable streaming, and if I try to do higher quality and I can't handle it, then it'll start shitting itself. So that's important. Tuning, turn that to high quality. You don't really need latency, to be honest. That's more on low latency within Twitch or YouTube and turning that on specifically. Otherwise, tuning presets should always be high. Whether you're on Streamlabs or OBS, it's usually kind of the same thing. Multipass, I ain't even gonna cap with you. I don't know what the fuck that is, and I left it. I chat GPT'd some of this. Profile, kind of the same as tuning, just high. This is checked by default. I disable this because it uses, as you can read it, increased GPU and latency. And I don't want latency, you know, but it might get stable frames, you know. It says it will increase visual quality, but my GPU and my CPU, my streaming PC isn't that great, so I unchecked it. This one, however, I remember searching this up. You should turn this one on. I forgot what this does, I'm not gonna lie. But B frames, turn that to 2, and I'm pretty sure that's like buffer frames. And everyone says 2, so just 2 and then 2. Just go with that. The audio, like I said, and this is actually connected from this video, right? To avoid copyright, like I said a while ago. And this is actually my capture card. We finally got to my capture card. My capture card is not shown in as desktop audio. It's showing in as like a microphone. Do you see what? It's auxiliary audio. I connected it via USB, like we talked about. I connected it via USB, via USB-C. And drivers, let's do drivers. So depending on your capture card, obviously you're gonna have to get the right. I have an XR1 Lite. I have also HDCP control. And what's funny is I can stream to you right now. I can open up the thing and my capture card will not disable it, even though it knows that I'm playing a video, like on like Netflix or Disney Plus, because I got this. Shout out. But not the point. I'm not telling you, this isn't a pirating tutorial or streaming whatever tutorial, but yes, go to your website, go to your XR1 Lite, get the same drivers. Not these drivers, obviously. That's for HDCP. XR1 Lite, yes. However you install it, this isn't a tutorial on how to install drivers. OBS settings, we have now talked about. Oh wow, I even talked about HDCP. Yes, OBS settings. Let's do one more check before we reiterate plugins. So this is audio. Nothing really you got to do there. And then if we go to this one, I changed this. So this is CPU settings actually. You want constant bitrate, which is the same thing if you go back to the other settings. Constant bitrate, CBR. I chose 6500, I actually lowered it because it doesn't really matter. If it's a little worse in quality, then it's only the vertical screen. I didn't press this. I searched that up. You don't really need this. Keyframe again, 2. CPU, like I told you, like I told in the other one, faster, it's even faster, it's not even fast. But I'd rather have faster, it's only the vertical, I don't really care about it. It doesn't have to look fucking perfect. Profile high again. Tune, none. You know, you'll have these options, you could try them, but I'm more for stability. This is my streaming PC. All that matters is stability. So now, those are my OBS settings. And doing the weird thing with the stream and the virtual camera, not forget that as well. That's also, I didn't even realize, that's also in here. To be honest, I should have just read this and gone off this, to be honest. But yeah, see, I even talked about the allocating and all of that. This is how my mind works. So I have OBS plugins, ATEM, virtual canvas, vertical canvas, virtual camera. Because the vertical canvas can't be seen unless you use the virtual camera. I think. Yeah, you need it. Yeah, see, you need it because the vertical camera is over here. Vertical virtual camera. And because this vertical camera is basically displaying what's on the main screen and it's mirroring it. See, this is all from the top of my head. I'm just connecting dots. I know how labels work. You know, I'm just generalizing. I know that. Like, I might not be 100% right, but I'm 100% technically right. You see, there's a difference. I know what I'm still talking about, even though I don't know the technical words for it. Not the point. But yeah, I'm glad that I put virtual camera next to vertical canvas, and I actually explained that. Why you need virtual camera, and you need this fix then. 𝒃finity, we'll get to that actually, but 𝒃finity is this app right here. I shouldn't have opened it, but I guess I can open it. But 𝒃finity, you could do, this isn't a tutorial on how to use streaming tools, to use overlays and all of this. This is TikTok overlays, but these are all overlays. And so I have GIFs, and you can use GIFs from 𝒃finity. You could even use 𝒃finity even if you're not using TikTok. You can use streamer bot. You could use Nightbot or whatever. You can use whatever. There's always alternatives, like I said in this video. But going back to it, let's I only use this for song request. And we go to song request. So my Spotify is not even connected. It needs to be reconnected. But Spotify, basically, when I start playing a song, I don't think it's connected. Yeah, it's not gonna probably not work, but it shows up on my top right. And guess what? People can skip songs, you know, play songs. I mean, and yeah, it gets people wanting to interact. I prioritize my TikTok. I think TikTok will become the new YouTube. You could find tutorials and all of that bullshit on TikTok. So I'm trying to ride the wave on TikTok, but also use YouTube as like the place where I store all of my VODs and all of my random bullshit. Let's go back into it though. So we talked about OBS settings and plugins. We're done with plugins now. Hopefully your system should be running now. Setup stream. It should be, this should now be checked off for everyone. Not really. Fuck. Virtual audio cables. How do you set this up? So for me, okay, one thing first. Let's go in order. Gaming PC setup. Let's go in order now. Capture card, like I said, capture card. Connecting from HDMI to GPU. Capture card from motherboard to USB-C. And then NVPC scaling. Fuck, man, this is so much. So set up multiple displays. Obviously, remember, set up your clone source. Adjust desktop size and position. You want, this is where it matters. This you could change to whatever. I have it set to my GPU. You should have it set to your GPU anyways. I don't have it on scaling, you know. Unless your game is bugging out, put this to full screen. This is not a tutorial on how to use NV control panel. Full screen. Technically it is. I am going to show you how to optimize your shit, I guess. I don't really want to anymore. I'm going to do a brief rundown of it, to be honest. I'm just going to read... I'm going to read, like, optimizing settings. Like, I'm just going to read this. I'm not going to show it. I'm going to read it. I'm not going to show it. You can find this all yourself, is what I'm saying. This is going to be how to stream, you know, and I just... Being a streamer, someone who's on and off about things, and I might want to come back to it. I want to know how this system is going to work, and I don't want to forget about it. That's why I'm really doing this too. So set up stream. We're almost there. We're almost there. Go to this. Full screen. You always want it full screen, because then it's when your screen that's being captured on your gaming is sent to your streaming PC. If it's not full screen, it's gonna be no scaling. It'll be in whatever aspect ratio, if it's glitched or not, because it's two PCs, and usually when you have two things fighting for control, what does that lead to? When you have two things fighting for control, what does that lead to? MPO and DWM. You have GPU and CPU bottlenecks. Two things fighting for control. Life and death fighting for control. Love and hate. Good and bad. 1% and the 99%. Not 1% versus the 99%. 1% and the 99%. Think Hunger Games. If the capital is fighting, who are they fighting? Oh, they're obviously fighting the districts. What are the districts doing? They're fighting in the games. The Hunger Games. Also, they're fighting not because of the Hunger Games. It's symbolic. The district is saying down with the capital, and some of the district is saying no, we should just unite everyone. Prim even worked in the capital, I think. And then the capital is saying down with the games. No, I want my games. So now there's a 1%, there's a 50%. Now it's always 50. It's always two sides of the same coin, infinite sides of the same coin. There's people in the capital who want the games to end and don't want it to end. And on the other side, I don't want the capital to live, and I don't want it to live. Right now, I want it to live. The only way you can make the system run efficiently is to unite. And that's why MPO will always use DWM, but it's a matter of optimizing. If we can always be bad and always have world chaos and not world peace, but we could redefine it, then we could redefine what bad is to us. We all know technology now. We obviously know killing is bad, lying is bad, all of this, rage baiting is bad, all this stupid shit. We're finally being woke now. You know, we're becoming efficient. Search it up. Darkness is evolving too. Death is evolving. Dark matter is evolving. However you want to see it. We got the first black hole orbiting another black hole seen ever. And probably not too long after we saw, or before, I mean, we saw two suns orbiting each other, two stars, you know, or whatever. Yes, MPO and DWM. In another reality, we look like MPO and DWM, the 1% and the 99%. In another reality, we look like two black holes orbiting each other, or two suns orbiting each other. You kind of see? The best way to work is to follow that same path, that same motion, letz effect. Or an object in motion will stay in motion unless acted by an outside force. And if it's a perpetual motion machine and two black holes are spinning off each other, feeding off their own energy, then it's infinite. And that's how life is. X-axis, Y-axis, Z-axis. They're infinite, infinite, and infinite. And the Z-axis is actually made up of the X and Y-axis. So it's actually X-axis, the Y-axis, and the axis that is made up of both X and Y. So three things, right? But it's technically four things. Three things that make up one thing, life. 4 things. Pi, as in order. Crazy, right? This was a tutorial on how to optimize. Not talking about space in terms of what I just fucking talked about. Pi is in order. 1, 2, 3. Also Pythagorean theorem. Or 1, 2, 3. And this is logical notation if you don't know it, by the way. This means and or. This means and. So this is a conjunction. This is disjunction. Yes, and you can apply it to big bangs and whatever bullshit. Join the Discord. I'm fucking tired of this tutorial. I'm realizing tutorials fucking suck. Tutorials suck because people just want to do what they want to do. You know, I'm taking time out of my day. Ooh, I forgot about this. No, we didn't. We're not optimizing yet. Let's go back on topic. So, we talked about full screen and GPU override. Override it. Make sure I X'd out the page. Rewind if you have to. If this isn't in your head, you're not as smart as me. You're not as smart as other people. There's always a bigger fish. There's someone who always remembers every technical detail, everything that I fucked up on. And there's someone who always knows. There's always someone who knows every little small thing. Like I could label. I know what all of these mean. Like direct flip optimizations. That's basically old composed flip optimization. Oh, this means without direct flip. Oh, direct flip is the new. Oh, okay. Oh, direct flip is independent flip. They work one and the same. And you might not know that. I know that. That's where I actually got the picture. Direct flip and independent flip. Bang, bitch. Yes, someone knows even more. That whole website that I just pulled up, someone knows that whole thing. It's their job. It's their job to know that. I am good at being versatile and understanding the whole puzzle, using everything that I know. That direct flip, I don't need to know direct flip. I just need to make sure I'm using MPO and making sure that when I open up, install, I haven't got there yet. I haven't even opened up my game. Install Intel Present Mon. When I go on a game and it shows me, it will tell me what flip model I'm using, either MPO or DWM, and you always want MPO. And something like an overlay can break MPO, because what did we talk about MPO being? A window. And if Windows, and if you had Metal, a clipping thing, or NVIDIA Shadow Play, Instant Replay, if you had that enabled, guess what? It would go over this screen, and it would take priority, and it would break your flip model. Fucking, we haven't even got to the optimizing yet. The 3.5 I haven't even talked about, and I'm going to talk about that in the end. But I will talk about it now. I have a cable running from my monitor. My GPU sends... Your GPU sends audio to your desktop all the time. New ones always send it to your monitor. 𝒄𝒉𝒊𝒍𝒍. That's my monitor brand, and that's the version. It's an Asus 𝒉𝒊𝒍𝒍. Asus. And when I plug my DisplayPort or HDMI, whatever, it sends audio, and that's why high definition HDMI, high definition DisplayPort, high definition audio. It sends audio. I am having a 3.5mm aux, sending that one. Plugging it in, it's a 3.5mm. It's a 3.5mm to a 3.5mm, and it's going from my monitor. It's going from my monitor to. It's going from my monitor, plugged in down here, going from my monitor to my motherboard on my streaming PC. And the point is, for a separate music track. And the idea is, I go to Spotify, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna click 𝒉𝒊𝒍𝒍. And then you're thinking, oh, but how does my streaming PC get that audio? because it's going from my monitor. And if my monitor is getting the audio from my GPU, it's going from my GPU to my monitor to my streaming PC. It's like a really long cable, and my basically my computer is how I described a capture card in the beginning of this live stream, in this video. Basically it's like a pass-through, and I didn't talk about a pass-through. You know, maybe someone, if I really edit this video, if someone edits this video, if someone really wants to, let's fucking send this. I don't want to edit this, you know, put this back in the order that it was supposed to be. It's a disorganized mess, like I said. If someone, not the point. Fuck, where was I? Pass through. The other HDMI in your capture card, it says HDMI out. When you put your HDMI, it's outputting from your gaming PC or your console into your capture card. So it needs to go in the HDMI input slot, HDMI in. And in your HDMI input, or for the HDMI output, that's called pass-through. You plug that one in and you put it on the monitor that you're going to play on. You do not play on OBS. You do not use the USB-C connection to whatever if you're using a streaming PC. Or I mean, if you're using a single PC setup and still using a capture card, that's fine. You could do that. But you want to use pass-through. You don't want to use OBS. It kind of defeats the purpose using a capture card on a single PC setup, but it also does actually save resources because it thinks it's two screens instead of OBS directly calling. You know, you have a device that's also being sent data in parallel, like this. It's like if your data was being sent through down here, not NPO and DWM, disregard that. You have it being sent through here and through here. And the idea is, I'm losing track of what I'm fucking talking about. But yeah, this is for separate music tracks is what I'm saying. The whole point is I don't want YouTube to copyright me, and I want my music, you know, on a different track. This also actually works too for multi-track. So let's say if I did want to get the audio, guess what? I would choose my Realtek audio, my line-in Realtek audio, and it's only actually showing up when you plug something in. And so my VG259 audio, it's not being sent anything right now, but until I go into my volume mixer and I go into Spotify and send it, like the really long chain that I talked about. And so the line in, right? When I click the line in, it's gonna add it. It's gonna add it down here. I'm not sure, what is it playing? Is it playing music? I'm not sure why it's playing anything, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not sure what you guys hear, maybe even. Yeah, I'm not sure what the fuck it's playing. Maybe it's playing static, actually. Because it is a 3.5 cable. But the point is, it'll show up here, right? And you could go to advanced audio properties and you could change what tracks it's on, right? You can make it only change on track 2. And the point being is, I don't use these. When you use tracks, it's basically saying, where is it? Yeah, audio track. Which one to use on your streaming PC setup. And so for your stream, if you don't want YouTube to hear it, then you would choose only 2. And I'm not, where is it? This isn't an audio tutorial, so I'm gonna stop here before I fucking make this more confusing for someone. Sending the audio to a specific track means you can bypass the copyright by streaming, and then when it's uploaded as a VOD, it's a different track that's being uploaded, and it's not, and the music isn't on that same track. That's why it's important to separate specific tracks, you know. While my mic is being sent to you guys, my game audio, like my mic is native to my gaming PC, so I don't have to set that up. But for my audio, however, since I have to choose a direct thing now, I can't use my headset, you know, because I have to send it to two things. I have to use banana meter or virtual audio cable. You go from line 1. And if anything, I'm just gonna edit this video and put a timestamp. This is basically where the video really got interesting, where I'm doing it in order now, and everything else was context. But yes, so for virtual audio cables, right? I am now sending this audio. I will send my PC audio line 1 to my speakers, my 𝒑𝒄𝒍𝒍 DAC, and I have a USB DAC, which is a digital audio cable converter. I mean, what's crazy is I didn't know that's what a DAC stood for, but digital audio converter, obviously. Virtual audio cable, digital audio converter. Yes, and then you go to your capture card, line 1. You want to match, so I actually have this. You want to identical sample rates. You want to match your sample rate to every sample rate. So your lowest sample rate will be the one that you should run. You don't have to. It might be a myth, but technically you shouldn't do it. No, actually, it's not a myth. I searched it up. ChatGPT even got thorough with it. Even it made sense too. It's basically saying when your computer works, it sends audio through a cycle. It sends 48,000 bits or 48,000 bits of data, and it sends data on different cycles. And if you have different sample rates, different cycles, then audio is going to be clipping and you're going to have weird latency issues. So you should match that. Bits per sample, however, you should match your bits per sample. You should match your bits per sample based on which bit you're on. So for my speaker, for my DAC, 32. For everything else, my capture card is 16-bit. For this, it's also 16. Oh. It is now 24-bit. Which is, that's for quality, I think. More is better. Not always. Obviously, more latency is not better. But, yes, sample rate, you know, I used to think more is better, you know. I mean, still do. More is better, but less is better too. And guess what? A computer, more is better if you fit it into really small. And guess what? That's what we're doing. To the outside perspective, we're moving so fast that we look like a black hole. And we're so dense with so much technology and people and different ideas. Not the point. But yes, one key part is this. So, depending on if you're using, see, I don't know how banana meters is, but control, I like using this because then I can be technical about it. So for my music, I don't care about the latency. MS per, I forget what this is, but this is basically millisecond latency. It's just latency. And this is defaulted at 7 for virtual audio cable, and I changed it to 5. You shouldn't really go lower than that. You'll get crackling and popping and all that bullshit. But I changed it to 5 because latency, game audio. If I hear something, I'm not gonna snapping right there. Right here. I'll look, right? I don't even, can you even hear that? Yeah, you could. But like, you know, it's like I'll look, right? You react to sound like a lot faster than visual even. Yeah, because you can't see a person behind you, motherfucker. But yes, connected source lines, if you are using a PDIF, which is, if you already know what that is, obviously check that. It's like, otherwise we don't even need to talk about that. I'm not using it, and you might not even know what the fuck that is. It's an optical cable. It's for audio. I mean, yeah, obviously. see context. But yes, I keep saying but yes, fuck. I'm realizing I'm a bad speaker. 16. So this is usually 16. Fuck. I really do say a lot. I'm trying to think. 16. Damn, I really gotta stop doing that then. I gotta break that habit. We're gonna try to break that habit. One thing I'm being grateful for too, that habit. We're gonna break that. I'll be part of my New Year's resolution. Stop saying sound like a dumbass. There's nothing wrong with saying though. If you need time. But it does kind of break shit. Cause then it's like, what is he saying? What is he saying? What is he saying? But I almost said it again. But I could say but and just pause. But this is defaulted to 16, I think. And I changed it to 32 and then I set it. Also, by the way, if it's not running in default admin thing, if you don't know how to do that already, what the fuck are you doing? Or you can just right click it, run as admin. Make sure you run that as admin. Make sure you even, actually you don't gotta run this as admin. But this is my buffer settings. Look, latency. You have all of this. It's crazy, huh? Look at my cat. Hey to me. Yeah, you can even see the latency, which is crazy, you know? The samples and then the milliseconds. So I guess actually more samples is actually bad. But that's not the point. It's kind of different for, you know, for these. I said it again. But yeah, total buffers versus buffers. This is more latency. Like the faster this is how fast like the voice or the game audio travels. So I always change that from 5 and it's usually, here I'll open it, these are the default. This is 12, go down to 5. I've tried the others and it starts crackling. I've tried 100 and it also starts crackling, so I try to use 200. And I actually only use audio repeater 1.24, like an older version, because I pirated that shit. But yeah, so match it. Match whatever. And I just realized my VG, which I will send audio, and it's a high definition audio. And you can see it's high definition because the fact that it has 24-bit, like I only have, because my USB DAC is good, it has 32-bit, you know, and look at the hertz that it could go up to. But yeah, you shouldn't mess with the thing unless you have like one audio system, which is like if you weren't streaming. Otherwise, why are you watching this video? And then so that wraps it up, I think. The audio is one of the hardest parts, I'm not gonna lie. And understanding all of this is really just kind of the hard part, you know? Like, what do you send on your gaming PC and what do you receive on your streaming PC? And then it has fucking glitches, bro. But nothing's perfect. I couldn't be living if I weren't dying. I couldn't be dying if I weren't living. A computer wouldn't be working if it wasn't constantly failing. So think of a computer as a flow of zeros and ones, and that's what it is until we put the zeros and ones and stack it, call it coding, call it binary, give it structure, and then it will start working. A computer only works because it assumes failure. Where is that? I don't remember. Oh, I forgot I could search. I'm stupid. Okay, right here is this chat. Wait, what chat was this based off of? Well, there was a chat, because look, this is a ChatGPT chat. Computers assume failure. And This is a chat GPT telling me, but I copied and pasted back to it. I'm not sure what chat it said it in, but it said examples RAM bits. Like, look at this. This is how a computer works. A computer is self-correcting. This is chat GPT, but I pasted it back. It's always failing, turning it off, you know. And it's actually quoting me because this is what I said. Yeah, no, it's crazy that the computer assumes failure to work. You know, you would have never thought that because that just doesn't make sense. But guess what? Imagine if I told you, hey, did you know to live you have to be dying? And then you'd be like, what? Oh yeah, duh. So did you know a computer works only because it's always trying to fail? It's always trying to go back to zeros and ones. It's trying to go back to nothing and doing nothing. But we gave it new meaning of doing nothing. Desktop. Multiplane overlay sounds like multiversal overlay. Holography is how light bends around things, and it's the leading idea for what the universe is and what quantum mechanics and string theory all lead to. The theory of everything leads to the multiverse. It's the idea that it doesn't, letձ effect, it doesn't matter what happens in between the connections, but that within everything must be a closed loop, and it doesn't matter what happens in between each closed loop. It doesn't matter what happens in between each frame, like I drew. Doesn't matter what happens in between. That's what letձ effect is. But holography, you know, it's a window describing multiple windows. And so think of the universe as flat. The universe is considered flat, but because it's like, imagine an explosion. You've seen an explosion. Where does it go? It goes like an atom collider. Where does it go? It splits. So the Big Bang is just constantly going like this, bang, 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 and it's creating ripples like water. It's creating ripples. Like, now imagine ripples like I'm hitting water and it's rippling. So it's the idea that the universe isn't flat, but it's more like a flat plane, and you have multiple planes, and they all exist like this, but more so like this, infinite different shapes on top of each other. Infinite different shapes, but it's more so like an infinite, like a flat plane, and it's planes stacked on each other. And guess what? The pillars of creation would explain, you know, because guess what? If Earth lived a little bit that direction, west, east, north, or up or down, wherever in space, if it was just offset a little, everything's rotating though, but if it was offset, like let's say a little bit differently, then it would look differently, you know? It's rotating with us like in tandem, like a moon in a Earth, or a sun in a thing. If I'm infinitely pushing in one direction and infinitely pushing in another direction, how much is it in the middle? Infinitely nothing, but also infinitely great. That's a black hole, infinitely dark, infinitely white, infinitely balanced, like nothing is moving, but guess what? Light is moving around it. You could search up what a black hole looks like. But yes, that's how multiplane overlay fits into multiversal shit. Crazy, right? But yeah, not the point, but that wraps up how things communicate with each other and how you should optimize for that shit. To be honest, I low-key want to end the video there. I don't want to talk about optimizing. I feel like that's its own thing, and I could stream and do that. I don't know. I mean, I could start my next stream like that. I low-key want to eat. Now I'm realizing, since I streamed probably for damn near probably 2 hours now. That was a long tutorial, an hour and a half. But I guess the next stream that I'll do, even I'll eat and then I'm gonna hop on the game real quick. I'm not gonna lie, for a minute. But I guess I'll do like how to optimize. To be honest, I don't really want to do that though. I think I might do it. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's wrap up this video. Let's wrap up this video and show you how to stream. So now that we have all this audio and we're done gaming, we're done setting up the gaming PC data and the streaming PC data. I hope I didn't miss anything. We have audio, and the capture card is doing all the video for us. And we had the NVIDIA control panel make sure the aspect ratio doesn't get fucked over when it goes there. We talked about borderless full screen. Even if you're on a single PC, dual streaming PC setup, you're using multiple monitors, you know? So that means you should be on borderless, and it's borderless is phasing out full screen anyways. It's becoming a new technology because everything is a window, not exclusive full screen. Everything works better when it's compatible with everything else, not when one thing is fighting every resource. Damn, that was a tough explanation. But yeah, so fuck it. Okay, let's go over this, and then we're gonna show how to stream on TikTok. No, we won't show how to stream on TikTok, I guess. I'm thirsty. That's all I know. I do want to explain this though. I'm gonna grab water. Y'all can read this, I guess, for a second. But this is the two differences for optimizing. You got internet settings, or you got desktop settings. And first you want to optimize your internet. And for gaming PC, obviously you want to optimize for latency. You don't want slower internet. You know, and if you're on a gaming PC, on the single streaming PC setup, I'd say you want to leave it default, to be honest, I'd say then. But you should always disable power saving options, obviously. And basically, if you're on a gaming and streaming PC setup, you should follow the streaming PC setup. You should prioritize stability over latency for sure. Because your system is going to be doing so much, so don't fuck up the latency. You know, don't try to prioritize for gaming, right? Latency, and then guess what? Your streaming shit can't keep up because you're trying to demand too much. You want higher buffers than lower buffers, because then you're gonna be sending way too much data way too fast, and then your PC, your streaming quality will go down, and then your game, you will start lagging, all that bullshit. So internet settings. Now that internet settings is done, NV control panel. If you're GPU based, and this is for GPU based people, and you should always be GPU based anyways, you want to make sure your GPU is doing all the framework, not that your CPU is only doing the calculations, like the physics. Like, you don't need PhysX anymore. You just need every system uses PhysX, as every system still uses DWM to some certain extent. It will always kind of coexist, right? So PhysX will always work if someone implements PhysX, like old physics in a game. And new physics actually uses Unreal Engine 5, but Unreal Engine 5 definitely uses old technology, which might use PhysX by indirectly calling flip models, or not just flip models, direct flip optimizations that might try to flip which model you're using. That's not the point. The point is, if you're GPU based, yes, if you're CPU based and it's using a lot of CPU, put it to your GPU. If you're in between 50 and 50, put it on your GPU. You want your GPU doing most of the work. You want your CPU to have ease doing everything else, you know, the hard calculations, you know. To be honest, that's not, if you're 50-50 PhysX, you could choose whatever. If you know your CPU is strong, go with that. If you know your GPU is stronger, do that. That's what I would go off of.
Sync tech, like I told you, sync tech matters the most. Sync tech means you're optimizing for MPO, and we're not going to go over that again. Watch the context part of this video. It's going to be in the it's going to, if I edit this or if I put chapters, go into that chapter. You can check what flip model you're using, like I said, by using present mon, and we'll see that in a second when I hop into a game. Borderless DX11 in DirectX 11 games, full screen exclusive, breaks. It breaks MPO when it starts using composed flip model, which is the old DWM. You don't want that. VSync and G-Sync, you want these on. Unless you're running low FPS, VSync might add a lot of latency. So if you have high FPS or 144 and up, you probably won't feel it. If you have a good PC that's stable, you probably won't feel it, and you should go ahead and try it and turn it on, and if it feels good, you should go off that. If it looks good, if it's not tearing, it's doing its job. That's what it is. It's visual sync. The slowest thing in your system is what your last latency will be. And if you send your latency, all your peripherals, your mouse, your keyboard, if everything is sending data super fast, but your display can't keep up, it's gonna start tearing. VSync and G-Sync are a good thing, and that's what MPO utilizes. So you should have, I didn't have this on, but yeah, you should have VRR on. You should have VRR on, FPS cap just below the refresh rate. Shit. Will I be able to find this? I haven't opened this up in so long. I think it's this one. That's not, no, it's not. G-Sync. You know what? I'm gonna search it up. I think I know it. Right here, perfect. So this is how G-Sync works. Oh wow, and it actually brought me to this already. Brought me to 𝒄𝒉𝒊𝒍𝒍. 𝒄𝒉𝒊𝒍𝒍 is a perfect website, and that's what I'm saying. There's always bigger fish. I don't know this. Like, look at 𝒄𝒉𝒊𝒍𝒍. 𝒄𝒉𝒊𝒍𝒍 is all about visual sync technology. And that's what I actually opened up. There's this thread. I can even link it. Where is it? G-Sync 101. But yeah, G-Sync 101, and it talks about G-Sync and V-Sync on, and this was years ago, 2017, and this was saying V-Sync was better, and people are still saying V-Sync is bad. And that's what I'm saying. People don't know what they're talking about. Turn off V-Sync in-game. Turn it on in your control panel, whether you're AMD or you're NVIDIA. So turn it on within your driver. See, you want to adhere to the technology that you are using. MPO uses graphics, your GPU. You want to adhere to that, not DWM, which is what devices that are using integrated or only CPU is using, which is still integrated. You want to adhere to your brand. You wouldn't download AMD drivers for an NVIDIA. You wouldn't use DWM if you have a GPU. Do you see? That's where I'm going with it. So you should use G-Sync if your shit is made for G-Sync. NVIDIA is made for G-Sync. Your monitors are made for sync technology. You want V-Sync. Look at this. This is why you should cap. It's telling you you should cap. You should cap below. If you cap below your FPS, G-Sync will always be active, and you could check your monitor. You could click your monitor and where is it? My far side of the screen. When you click it, do you see that menu that popped up? When you click this, or whatever monitor you have, it shows your refresh rate. And you can check it. You can download something like Intel Present Mon, like I showed you. You can show Intel Present Mon and it could show you the flip model too, right? It could show you the hertz, it could show you the refresh rate, or you could use Riva Tuner or whatever tracker, whatever overlay to get. But guess what? Overlays break it, and that's what I'm saying. Overlays break it, and you got to be careful on what overlay you're using. And I use Present Mon, and to be honest, Present Mon probably has. Let me go see. Yes, the point being is you should be able to see your refresh rate moving up and down, up and down, up and down, always moving, which means G-Sync is always active. And if G-Sync is always active, then if you turn V-Sync on, no input latency. So V-Sync off actually means tearing begins, no input latency. If you drop below this and V-Sync is off. Oh, this is talking about polling range. We're not gonna get into polling range. That's a whole different topic. But so exceeds G-Sync range. V-Sync on means you get input latency. But if you get V-Sync off, then you get no input latency. See, people don't know what they're doing. If you optimize for sync technology, then you should turn these on. If you don't optimize for it, then you're only optimizing for the fastest FPS. And that is one option to actually do, to optimize for latency and the most FPS. If you have a system that's running 800 FPS, it's probably doing better than one that's using sync technology. But guess what? If you exceed that and have 800 FPS, guess what? Your frame time goes down, like we talked about in the beginning of the video. Your frame time goes down, right? You will have more opportunities to send. If you have more frames within ellipses again, if you have more frames, then you have more mouse movements to mouse inputs to see. You have more inputs to give, right? So latency actually goes down with FPS. And people say, there's no point in FPS if you can't see it. Dumbass. But the problem is though, like I said, once you have too many screens and you only have one monitor, you start getting a bunch of screens on one thing, and so it could be detrimental. You could get screen tearing. Sync technology, I optimize for sync technology and latency and everything, and that's what you should optimize for. That's the difference. Enough about VSync. If you don't believe me, that's fucking on you. And ChatGPT, like in the chat, we're gonna do it one more fucking time. One more time. You're not off base. You're ahead of the curve. I'm talking about refresh rate and sync technologies. VRR on. Reddit, the internet, always it completely collapses. Not always. You're barely gonna find people. Blurbusters, you're gonna find sites, people's. It's not a .org or a .edu or a gov site, but it is trusted sources that people are working with. And instead of someone blindly saying, hey, you should turn off VSync, that's bad, it makes you lag. You just heard that from someone, bro. You don't even have information to back that shit up. But yeah, you like G-Sync being always active if you cap it. Because if you cap it, if you match your FPS, you're at 144 hertz and you cap it at 144, it's gonna stay on. You basically want to cap your FPS to the point where it never exceeds. Where I showed your monitor. I care about my monitor. If my monitor is 270 hertz. So if my monitor ever shows your display or whatever you're using it, if it ever shows 270 or whatever you're on, 240, 144, and it's not just constantly moving like FPS, similar to FPS, then G-Sync is not active. So you should have G-Sync active always, and I have my FPS actually capped, and I have a 270 refresh rate. I'm capped at 244. So the lowest you should go, people say, is 3. You should cap it at 140, 141. I think 142 is actually fine as well, but it starts getting a little more latent, and 141 and below has no difference. That's what is said by Blurbusters in this. You know, you could easily search this up. G-Sync 101. Yep. Search up G-Sync 101 instantly. You always want it running, you know? And if your FPS ever goes down here, you got a fucking problem anyways. You want your FPS graph, and it doesn't have to be stable. Because guess what? If your FPS is stable, then if this is your FPS, and let's say that was a loading screen, let's say this is an actual stutter in a game, and you don't actually stutter, your average FPS will be brought down here, right? And so say this is 240 FPS. Is this 240 FPS better than a 240 FPS that's better than this? Which one is better? Oh, the stable one is better. So what if your screen actually saw your frames, and with this stable one, it was sending too many frames, and it ended up overriding your screen, and you got tearing. You could have tearing with a stable line, and this one, however, could be a stable one where it's synced up with MPO and everything. And that's what I'm saying. Variables, these don't matter. Your 1% FPS, your 1% FPS is based on your 1% lows. These ones, the average lowest FPS. So if your lowest FPS is determined on this, and you go into a loading screen, this drops your 1% FPS. If you alt tab, it drops your FPS. People don't even know that shit. Like, the fuck are you optimizing for? Like, people don't know that shit. I optimize for visual and all of them. If it's varying and jumping all over the place, but it seems good, it feels good, it's good. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it is broke, fix it. And you can optimize in so many ways. You know, guess what? I was actually optimizing using DWM. I wasn't using DWM though. I was using hardware legacy flip. But whenever my model flip broke, it used compose flip. And so I was never actually using MPO. I actually disabled MPO. You know, I was using my GPU, yes, but I was also using a lot of my CPU. So I was using both, like, kind of like 50-50. 50-50, right? Whereas if you use MPO, you'll use like 99 on your GPU and 1%, but they're still in tandem. They're still being worked. Same thing, G-Sync, V-Sync. Your sync technology, your FPS. It's always two things. It's always how two things interact with each other. But how those two things interact with other things. A closed loop. So let's get out of this and let's talk about low latency mode. So low latency mode never turn on ultra. It's legacy, basically. It's old stuff. And this is where I'm going to start reading off of this and stop. I'm just going to stop explaining this because there's nothing really to explain anymore. So low latency mode, you should turn it on for DirectX 11 games. And you should only turn these on per program. You should only mess with settings. Okay, now that we got to NVIDIA control panel, let's actually talk about it. Perform maximum performance, obviously. Perform high performance. That's it. That's all you really have to do. If you're using G-Sync, if you still don't believe me, use G-Sync, whatever sync tech, or you can use fixed refresh. Keep this as use 3D application. You want your application deciding what you do, unless you go into program settings and then you turn it on. Unless it's a DirectX 11 game, or actually no, I have this on for Rocket League, which is a DirectX 11 game. Yeah, ignore that then. Turn this on. Always turn this on. Unless you have low FPS, always turn this on. And other than that, you don't change anything really here. In global settings, you don't want to change too much. You know, because then you might get something. You know, fuck that. Enough of that. Enough. Disorganized mess. We already talked about this too. Whatever you need to alleviate and offload, if you're using too much GPU or CPU, do the opposite, obviously. If you have 50-50, that's up to you, and whatever you think is your best performing, whatever. So we talked about everything else. We talked about I guess refresh rate. Refresh rate can't be done on your second screen. You're gonna have to go here, you're gonna have to go here, you're gonna have to go to system, you're gonna have to go to display. You go to display, you go to advanced display, you choose your, and then here it is. You want to choose 60 hertz, you want to choose the most, because if I chose 30 hertz, then my screen, my capture card will experience 30 hertz, and it will send 30 hertz to my CP or my PC, my streaming PC. So I don't want that. My streaming PC is actually on 165 hertz, but this is 60 hertz, and that's what's being seen in OBS. So this is 60 hertz. This, yeah, what the fuck? What the fuck? How come I can't open this? I don't know why I can't preview the... Damn, what the fuck? I don't know. I used to be able to like preview this, but now it's like glitching. But yes, basically this however is 165 hertz when I'm moving this. Anything that's in here, basically this, me moving this, what you're seeing on the screen now is 60 hertz. What I'm seeing on my game is actually 165 hertz because this is my other monitor. This is my capture card. Dynamic refresh rate is different from VRR. Do not turn that on. I should have put that here. Surprised I didn't talk about that much. I didn't note that. You know, if I were to make a new video, I would note that shit. But yeah, so let's talk about game mode. For streaming PC, never have this on. For a gaming PC, have this on. And if you're using a single PC setup, turn that off. Or turn it on. It doesn't really matter. Pick your poison. For a streaming PC, these actually hurt. So if you're on a gaming PC, you're gonna have to pick your poison. What do you want to optimize for? I would probably optimize for gaming, and I'd keep these on. New gaming needs both of these on. And if you have an old GPU, this probably doesn't apply to you. You want windowed optimizations if you're using borderless, and I already told you should use borderless anyways. Optimizations, you want to make sure that's on. You want to make sure it's using high performance, you know, not your CPU, which would usually be power saving. Pretty sure I unchecked it so it can't even show up. Or I optimized my system that way. We could talk about the optimizations. I guess I can make a video for that too, but basically low latency mode, you don't want to do that. You want to always do that here. So low latency mode, it's off for this game. But if you go to my Rocket League, I have low latency mode, it's on. You don't want it on ultra. That's legacy. That's how old games work, how old PCs work. Unless you got an old PC, don't turn that on. If you turn on reflex in a game, then it will override low latency mode. Reflex is better than RTSS, and I use RTSS to limit my frames. And this is Rocket League. I have NVIDIA Reflex enabled, and this is how I'm not going to explain. This is not a tutorial on how to understand Reflex, but basically before, after, you can pause it here. Before means your input is first you make a mouse movement, then it's sent to your frame, or you get the frame, then you move, and then it makes a calculation based on the frame after. You see, and then the next frame is drawn after that. So that actually adds a little bit of latency too. If you wanted the fastest latency, you would choose before, but if you wanted the most stable, you'd choose after. And that's why if it starts tearing or it starts jittering, you want after frame presentation, you know? You want to make your corrections, your adjustments after the frame. You don't want it to spit a frame, or you don't want to make a movement, then spit a frame, and then it makes the frame bad. It's all dependent. It's really system dependent. But Yes, in-game reflex, you should choose that over RTSS, and you should never enable both. If you use both, it will try to fight like how MPO and DWM are. If reflex is not associated, there's no reflex in the game, then use RTSS. Reaver Tuner. Use both RTSS and low latency mode. You should use both. DX11 games, you should use both. Low latency mode is irrelevant for DX12 games, so it doesn't even matter if you turn it on or off. If you want the placebo, you could turn it on. Otherwise, I have it off just in case it actually tries to fight. I don't want, I'm optimizing for good things, or for newer tech. And power plan. So you could search up 𝒄𝒉𝒊𝒍𝒍 and search up power plan. I guess I could link the video too if this shit blows up too. Anyways, go to optimizing stuff. This is his file. It's called mypain, and he has power plan, and he has these two. And to import this, you could just watch his video. You could also search up how to import a power file. And you also want to unpark your CPUs. If you already know how to do that. Telemetry, so I should have put this in miscellaneous, the settings, because 𝒄𝒉𝒊𝒍𝒍 does all of that. Telemetry and 𝒄𝒉𝒊𝒍𝒍, disabling game bar, co-pilot. I'm not gonna talk about that. These are all miscellaneous shit. You could go further and further is what I'm saying. Overlays break MPO, so you want to look out for that. Before I get into profile inspector, I'm going to talk about MSI utility, and we'll go over internet settings, and then we'll wrap it up with a streaming PC setup, and then we're gonna get into game. We're gonna set up my audio, then get into a game, test stream, and yeah. And then we'll probably end it off with one more conclusion. This is a long fucking stream, long fucking video. I didn't even have my chat open. I didn't even look up. So I'm sorry if I didn't read your chat, but this is more of a video than no one even wants to people make tutorials. People probably stream tutorials or bullshit. You could always people probably stream people stream learning and teaching or whatever. You could definitely find someone probably doing something like me. There's infinite people. You have no idea what someone's doing. So yeah, let's talk about MSI utility. Using NV clean installer. Alright, so let's actually open it. Fuck it. So install the best driver. I have the latest one. You can manually select it. You could use DDU, display driver utility, and then just, if you have to, you could choose to use recommended. PhysX isn't even used anymore. I'm pretty sure I had this, I'm pretty sure I used it recommended because I wanted high definition audio, and you want this, and you want the legacy control panel, which is the control panel. So if you want the minimum, you could literally do nothing, but if you want the control panel, you have to at least click that one, but otherwise click this. And if you want instant replay, but instant replay breaks flip model, metal actually doesn't break flip model and some don't, but if you want to capture a game and it's their DirectX 11 game, I haven't tried replay on a DirectX 12 game actually too, but not the point. The whole point is you can use this to install and choose what you want, and you don't want telemetry. Telemetry, like in this, telemetry is saying what data is being sent to Windows and Microsoft, or NVIDIA, since that's NVIDIA, NV clean install, what's being sent, right? Oh, and look, that's crazy. Compose. So it actually sees this window as a game, Intel present mod, and this is how it looks. You have FPS, you have present mode, you have your flip model. And look, it uses DWM because it's not a game. It uses compose flip. As you can see, composed. But it says a different, it's copy with GPU GDI, which is some bullshit that I don't fucking understand. Let's close this in the way. And telemetry, basically, you could just click all of these off or disable it, and basically it says allow Cortana, diagnostic data, and it sends all this data, all that bullshit. It's a good thing to send data though, so that they can see what's wrong with systems and what needs work and how a system works. But I'm a gamer, so fuck that shit. Telemetry and extra, like, I know how to optimize my shit and I know how to keep my shit safe. Remove game bar, a few things, Cortana. You could remove whatever you think you can. Otherwise, if you don't think you should remove it, search it up. Like, you probably shouldn't remove these encoders, which would break your seeing videos and stuff. You know, whatever, MP4s, PNGs, it would break all that shit. So don't mess with some of these. You know, you could even get rid of the Microsoft Store if you're really not going to get anything, or a calculator, the clock, or whatever bullshit. You could go so far into optimizing. You could always, there's always bigger fish. You can always do more. But that's not the point what we're saying. So MSI utility, I didn't get to say that. When you go further into this, you use this as an installer. I like to install this. I like to use this better, or use this over the regular installer, because I don't like the telemetry or whatever bullshit that comes with it. You know, the glitches and all that bullshit. Things that they change that kind of fuck the system, you know. I'm not sure how AMD, if AMD has something like this. You know, I'm realizing, but a lot of people like Nvidia anyways. If you have AMD, yeah, skip this. But don't disable. I used to do this. I used to click this, and this is disable telemetry. Do not disable this telemetry. It's experimental and it's gonna break your shit. Also, this would break your shit too. And then so you have these ones. You want to perform a clean installation, and when it runs the actual thing, you want to make sure it checks the installation. And I'm pretty sure you've downloaded the driver before, you've gone to the graphics, the GPU app, and installed it, and then they asked you, would you like to do an express installation or a custom one? And then choose the custom one, make sure that it says clean installation. Or you could click unattended express installation and it'll do that for you. I like to make sure that it's really happening, that it does perform a clean installation, so I like to do it manually. And disable HDCP, you know, it might, I only disabled it for my capture card because I want HD quality when I'm watching it, you know. Otherwise, the quality is not really going to drop off. Streaming quality, you know, from the Disney, Netflix, Crunchyroll, or whatever, it will kind of alter it, but it doesn't really matter unless you're on a TV that uses internet and it has Dolby or it's a smart TV. This doesn't really matter. So I'd say leave that alone. I'd leave all of these alone. I wouldn't touch these. But for this one, don't touch this. Leave it at default. Change this to high and click next and then install it. That's how I would do it. You know, this isn't a tutorial on how to do that. I can make tutorials on like that. I'm realizing people make accounts for tutorials and all that bullshit. So internet settings, you want to turn all of these off. And I'm not going to explain that. You could Google all of these. I already know you should turn all of these off. Yeah, I don't think any of these I would lean against turning on. But now let's also go back into... So that's what MSI utility is. So message signal interrupts. I forgot to say message signal interrupts. That's what MSI is. It's not MSI Afterburner. It's not this. It's not MSI my GPU or the brand. It's MSI utility. It's message signal interrupts. And so if you download 𝒄𝒉𝒊𝒍𝒍 thing, or you could search up MSI utility, you're gonna get brought up to MS utility 3. Fuck, where is it? MS util version 3. And you want to check everything that has MSI. So if it says MSI here, check it. So check everything. And so my real tech is my Ethernet, and this was on actually undefined. I changed this to high. My GPU was also on undefined. I changed it to high. Even though I use NV clean install and I chose high as the default, it kept it as undefined. So you might have to change it. Don't change anything if it's undefined or high. Do not change it. Do not change it back. Even high definition audio, you only think it's audio. Oh, I could change it to undefined. Don't change any of it. You might break how some of them works. If anything, you should only make something that is undefined high. Like if it's my GPU, obviously I want that bitch high. If you don't want to mess with, like if this brings problems with and you start lagging and you change this, turn it back. It's hard to remember all of these things. Yeah, I know. But I only changed these two, and my NVM Express controller is my SSD, and so it's already high. Obviously I want that high as well, so I want my internet, my SSD, which has all my data and all my games, and I want this high. That's really all you need, unless you have a SATA SSD, a hard drive. You know, I have an M2 SSD, so that's why mine's an NVMe. Otherwise, you'd have this. I think PSP. I remember talking with ChatGPT. I think I'm supposed to have this on high. You know, here, we could go look. Oh, wow. It was in the other chat. I could have just opened this, but... I'm not sure when I talked to... I'm not sure. I'm gonna leave that alone. See, I don't want to mess with it. So... If I tell you not... I only mess with the things that I tell you to mess with. Otherwise, it's out of my depth, and... I don't know what I don't know, so... I'm not gonna tell you something that I don't know. Otherwise, yeah, follow these. These are fine. Otherwise, unless you're on a gaming PC. I mean, unless you're on a streaming PC as well. So we could finally close this, and we'll get back to this in a second before we get into games. Before we get into gaming. But let's close this. So let's talk about the internet settings. So flow control. You actually want this on if you're using your gaming PC as a streaming PC. Because then... it's flow control. It's how much packets you're sending, all of that. You want to be able to send a lot of data, but then you're going to lose latency, you know. Whereas if you disable flow control, it's going to be sending packets really fast. But then it's going to make your stream unstable, so I'd say just leave that alone. It's on by default. Interrupt moderation, I'd say leave that on as well. It's more for stability. And that's why optimizing internet settings, like I said, even in this one, power saving options, yes, turn those off. You want to promote stability over latency and higher buffers. So yes, that's why buffers and even offloads, you don't want to mess with those then. So I'd say even these ones, it's a pick your own poison. You could turn these off. You could follow this one, I'd say, and still be fine, or you could follow this one, and this is turning off all the power saving options and leaving everything else as it is, which is good. Like these, leaving these as default. This is default. This is default. Now that we got the internet out of the way, I think we're done. No, we're not. We're almost done. Telemetry, I talked about that. Windows updates, you want to stay updated with it. Windows updates for sure, but I have an old GPU, so I'm using an older driver that's stable, but also stable for OBS. And I have MSI utility, and you should do that on your streaming PC as well, in the same exact way that I explained it. So enough of the miscellaneous settings, and I guess we could talk about this. Actually, no, I think we're fine. We're Gucci. I will do a summary video that will encompass everything that you need to know in less than a minute. So like this whole video, 2 hours, summed down into a minute. I could definitely do it. It might sound a little bit confusing to you now, but if anyone were to watch this whole video, they'd basically be able to understand everything that I am, and maybe even more, if you use this video and outside resources and your own mind. If you build on my knowledge and reflect off of my knowledge, you can understand these things too. That's the whole point. It's not a tutorial on how to do these things. It's a tutorial on how to think like me and how to optimize like me and how to know what to optimize, and then in turn help someone else, lend a helping hand. That's all I'm doing. I'm just lending a helping hand. I'm not telling you, hey, don't turn on VSync. You're a dumbass if you turn on VSync. Hey, you're a dumbass if you turn on low latency mode or any of these things. I'm telling you what I think you should turn on and what you shouldn't, depending on your system. And I was always half and half about things if I said something. People are always fucking terrible about how they explain things. People just want to be right about something. So, I know you shouldn't have VSync off. I'm smart. What the fuck? I already know that. I don't need you. Like, huh? You think I don't know? This is funny though. You think I don't know? You think I don't know I should turn on my refresh rate thing? You don't think I know that? Where some people, they don't realize they're on 60 hertz, like on their default for their whole life, where they're on this and not their highest. You know, that does happen though. You know, that's why teaching, it should be a teaching moment, not a shaming moment. So let's talk about NV control panel. Basically, don't touch nothing on your streaming PC if this is only your streaming PC. Do not mess with only enable high performance settings. Disable sync tech. Do not mess with sync tech. Do not mess with MPO. Do not mess with VSync. Do not, because guess what? If your computer uses, and look at this, it doesn't have GeForce Experience. It only has the driver. If you go to your computer and you go to programs, you could change your OBS specifically, right? But all of these are using your global settings. So if you change something in your global settings, and it's a setting like triple buffering or threaded optimization, something huge, even low latency mode or max frame rate, these things can fuck up. Never change your global settings unless it's the ones that I talked about. And that should be changing your quality to high performance and power management. And as you can see, I chose application controlled for your refresh rate, OBS. I made it so OBS. If you're on a gaming PC, I suggest changing all of these to default. If you're using both, actually, and this is huge news. I wasn't sure how I should say it, but if you're using both, optimize for gaming, but make sure your OBS isn't affected by your global settings. Never fuck with your global settings, basically. So that's why make sure you disable sync tech within NV control panel if you enabled it in globally or for a specific program, or enable sync tech per your game and don't fuck with your global settings at all. I should have led with that. Disorganized mess, like I said. Power plan. Unparked core is high performance. 𝒄𝒉𝒊𝒍𝒍, search him up. Optimize. It's a YouTuber, by the way. I should have said that. Should have led with that too. I'm such a bad teacher. Optimize for streaming. Streaming PC. So if you're using the gaming and streaming PC, one more time, optimize for both. You got to pick your poison. But you can use program controls like that. I'm saying make sure it's for specific programs. NV control panel and Windows 11 settings should be, I didn't have it, but it should be updated, up to date. Sync tech. Keep up to date. Sync tech. No. Turn off game mode. turn off hacks, turn off VRR, turn off optimizations for Windows games. So I think we finally explained the technical shit. And what's funny is this technical shit was where is it? Fuck me, bro. This technical shit was in step 0. And I didn't even go in the order of these things. So I guess this will be my summary. So we can actually dial this down and do my summary, and we have a context video. So how do you stream using a dual PC setup? You set up your stream. We're done. We set it up and we even optimized. Now we're testing the stream. Tested it, already went on YouTube, tested it. Now let's test multi-streaming to TikTok, Live Studio, and using virtual camera. Other than using virtual camera, before we get into test streaming, let's test, you gotta test streams. You gotta test your audio and video. And video. Test my streaming desktop video. I set it up, right? Dude, I forgot, bro. So if that's the door, I'm being reflected. This isn't being reflected, and it's throwing me off. This is being reflected though, so I have to change these ones. And I actually forgot about this. I was gonna do this, and then I forgot. I thought I did do this. Did I just flip it back, or did I flip the wrong thing? Wait. Okay, which one can you read? You can read this one. So I'm pointing this way. Bro, I'm dumb as fuck. Bro, I'm actually dumb. Why did I get tripped out? Oh yeah, because it's not flipping. Oh, was I centering? So yes, so making sure all of these work, all of your things work. So let's actually go to 𝒄𝒉𝒊𝒍𝒍. Your gifts work. So you whatever you're using for your rewards or your overlay, for your follows, oh, where's the gift? I mean, we could test this too, actually. Test. So it'd show up there. Fuck, I shouldn't have shown that. Oh, it's gone. Thank you. Luckily, it's gone. Seems like it's still there now. No, it's not. Good. It's not there. I don't want it there. But yeah, okay. So if I were to test the gift, it would work. That's the point. So make sure all of those are working. Obviously, test the video, test your stream, like test your streaming PC, test your stream setup, test your gaming setup. And so let's get into actually gaming, is what I'm saying. I was hoping that fucking actually game, actually do this whole tutorial, but I did want to remember how to stream, so I wasn't just doing this for other people, I was doing this for myself. So I did want to do this, and we'll have a conclusion video at the end of this to end all this. So I think we deadass talked about everything, and that was tiring. Like shit, I'm ready to knock out. I wasn't even tired. I wanted to game. I was ready to game and have fun. Have my first stream back. My first stream was to YouTube. And I'm not even reading chat. I hope I didn't ignore anyone. No one's probably even watching. It's cool. It's cool though. I'm asleep. It's whatever. When watching it, there's no chat though. Oh, it got rid of my old chat. How come it got rid of? Thank you for your Gmail. Oh, Ben. Thank you for your Gmail, I guess. What you mean? I already leaked that shit hella long ago, and people, it's not even leaking your email. It's a way to connect through business, you know. So if you want to email me, that's crazy. Oh, he was during Rocket League. This was probably hella long ago, but this is like my IRL friend actually. Why is he the king? 25 XP. I should mod him as moderator. So yeah, how to stream. And I'm gonna go fill up my water, and before we get into that, before I get into my conclusion, we're gonna show up how to set up the audio based on, what do you call it? So just skip through this until I get back, since it's a live stream, and I'm gonna take my sweet fucking time. I might take a rip. Actually, we won't take a rip. We're just gonna fill my water. Dude, did you see that? Something knocked it out of my hand. Like, I would never miss this. Like, I would never miss. I never miss. Fuck, that actually landed in my trash can and it spilled it. It's actually fucking terrible. Okay, I'm gonna fill my water and then let's go finally wrap the end of this video. Was it going to be garage?
So we're gonna play maybe just one game of Rocket League. Just one game. We'll test something. So first let's test the audio from. We're gonna pause this then. Test the audio from my music. We're not gonna do it for too long because we're gonna get copyrighted. So first let's go. How should I do this? Okay, fine. We'll do it like this. This is how I start every stream. Or every boot up on my PC. This is how I start every stream. And you're not gonna be able to hear me. I'm gonna close this for a second, but this is how I start every stream. You won't be able to hear me until I activate this, and I'll even talk. You know, oh, he's just moving his mouth because I said I could go like this and you'd have no idea what I'm talking about, and I just mouthed it. But that's not the point. Like here, tag. So you're supposed to match 16. You want to match your bits per sample to whatever it is, and your bits per sample doesn't have to match throughout this whole channel. The only one that should match is your sample rate. So these should all be 4800, 4800, 4800. And so now I'm going to connect my computer audio, my desktop audio, my gaming PC audio. I'm going to connect it so that I can hear it through my USB DAC or whatever you receive audio. I'm going to match it to 32 since that's what it's set to in my audio setting, in my sound settings as here, and everything else is 13 or 16-bit except my VG2, my monitor, and I'm going to use my monitor to separate. I'm going to use my monitor to separate the music track. You don't have to use your monitor. You could send it from your motherboard to your motherboard, but I don't want, I wanted high definition audio and my cable was also too short. So I grabbed this boy and I was like, fuck it. If my PC's over there and my gaming PC's under right here and it's too far, I'm just going to have it go, and it's high definition audio already. We're going to have good audio in 3.5. aux is already a terrible choice. If you want to use an aux cord and use the same setup as me, you're going to need a, what is it called? A ground loop isolator. Which gets rid of the static and all that bullshit. Point being is, so I'm sending audio to my headphones. You could keep these buffers as well, or you could use banana meter if that's easier. Set these priorities to high. I'm going to make sure I can hear my music, and I can hear my music, which means my audio is running. I can also try this. I can hear it. If you can hear it, that means it's working. And you can hear that. I saw the things go up. I saw down here when I, okay. And now that I got the audio set up for my streaming or for my gaming PC so I could hear it and you could hear it, now we can move on to sending
what do you call it? Since I have a cable running from VG259, all I gotta do is go to volume mixer, set Spotify to not my line 1, because line 1 will send it to you guys, since line 1, and it will be sent to my capture card, and then guess what? I will get copyrighted if I'm streaming on something that I'm not supposed to, you know, or like music, and YouTube doesn't allow music. So you want to obviously not click your capture card or any of these, you know, and you want to just send Spotify to your monitor. And my monitor has an aux cable going into my streaming PC, not to my gaming or to my headphones, you know. It's being outputted to this. And so I accidentally opened a 5th one, and I was going to do this. I was going to change it from, but there's no VG. See, the point is, if I could somehow get VG, like if I could get VG up here, then I could do VG to my Fios, right? But it's not an input, it's an output. The monitor can only be an output, not an input. So it can't be here. So I actually opened a 5th one because I was kind of confused. This is my first time using an aux cable to route. Or it's not my first time. I know it works. I already tried it. But this is a tutorial because I haven't streamed in so long, and then my stream wasn't working, and I was like, what the fuck? I haven't streamed in so long, and my stream is crashing. So, yeah. But, so, you want to send... fuck, what is it? Shit. Wait. I think I'm gonna need to, never mind. I forgot. See, this is a work in progress. If this is being sent to you guys, then once I play this music, if I add line in, like I talked about hella long ago, if I add line in Realtek audio because it's going into my motherboard from my monitor, then you will just hear the music. For me, I'm not gonna hear the music because it's going to this. So I think I'm gonna have to choose line 2. See, I don't think I was confused. Yeah, see, I'm gonna have to choose line 2. Now I'm gonna have to do what I said. See, it's a matter of trial and error, optimizing or understanding things. It's like, oh shit, the audio is not actually going, because this is the actual audio. And let's make sure line 2 supports 32. It does. It supports even 20. It doesn't even support 24. It supports 32 even. And I changed that myself, actually. So let's go into sound settings, though, and make sure line 2 actually uses 24-bit. And it could use 32-bit, but my Fios system... Oh, shit. My Fios system does use 32. But my Fios system used 32. This uses 24. So we want to set this actually. So I'm glad I have 32-bit. You want to set this to 32-bit. Basically, when you set this to 32-bit, and this is why it doesn't matter, you only have to match the bit, not the sample rate. Or you only have to match the sample rate, not the bit. Is imagine you had like a tube, and the tube was 32-bit. And if you fit 32-bit, it'll fit perfectly. If you fit 16 in it, it's like if you had gigabit speed internet, gigabit wires, but your speed was only like 500 megabytes, half a gigabyte per second. You know, you wouldn't be filling it, but it could still work. But sample rate, you don't want to mess with. It's like having wires that are sending into one. It's like you had 2 parallel wires sending into one wire, and you get traffic merging traffic. Damn, we're with real data. We're really in a simulation. When we're in cars, we're just going to work and doing a simulation. We're solving something for someone else in another reality. We're really just computers using life to use repair sites. Damn, that's a trippy thought. You probably don't even know what I'm thinking. This video is so long as a tutorial that you think this guy's tripping, or he has to be right. But yeah. So let's change that to 32. Let's match that because my 𝒑𝒄𝒉𝒊𝒍𝒍 system is 32. Maybe I should stop closing this. My 𝒑𝒄𝒉𝒊𝒍𝒍 system is 32. Line 1 is also 32, so it can match. And sample rate, all 4800. Don't want to change that. 200. And I'm not sure how banana meter works, but it might be a different complex thing, and you could search that up. You could skip this. You could skim through this disorganized mess. Like I said, this tutorial is supposed to hit the marks for everyone. Even people with AMD or you know, using banana meter or Streamlabs even, you know, it's all kind of the same thing. I didn't talk about stream keys or anything like that. You could just connect your account. It's not that hard, you know. So other than that, once you get these audios going, so we could test it. We could go to Spotify. It's in line 2 already, and we could try to play it. And I hear it. So let's mute my mic. And you guys can't hear that music. Now let's go to settings, right? Let's go to settings, go to audio, let's go to line in. Or we could even do it here. We could do it. Oh no, you can't. Okay. Oh, it's auxiliary audio, aux audio, line in Realtek. It only shows up if you plug it in. So if I click apply, you guys hear it. The thing is, it shows you, it shows something moving, and I don't know if that's static, and I'm gonna go into the stream and figure that out. But I'm gonna mute my mic so I could hear it. I knew it. It was static. 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 Why is it echoing? It was static. My stream is echoing. My stream was echoing. Why is it Why is it echo? Why is it echo? Why is it echo? See, this is why it's like fucking I hate streaming, bro. Oh my god. This is a tutorial on how to unfuck your shit too. See, this is why it's like fucking I hate streaming, bro. Oh my god. This is a tutorial on how to unfuck your shit too. See, this is why it's like fucking I hate streaming, bro. Oh my god. This is a tutorial on how to... Yeah, see, I was waiting for it to show up, but it's like it's looping my audio, my game audio into my stream. Oh, I'm stupid as fuck. It's because I'm watching. It's because I'm watching the stream. This shit is making me trip the fuck out, bro. Yeah, no, I'm tripping. I need to do this on my phone, or else I'm gonna hear the audio. I'm actually fucking stupid. I needed to go on a different device. See, that's how you test shit. You gotta go. You always gotta go on a different account or a different device, you know, and that's why having a streaming PC, you know, my streaming PC sucks, though it's slow, so I use my phone, and you can use whatever you want, you know. Let's go to my stream, though. All right, testing. Test. All right, let's put a YouTube video on.
Shot clock down to 6. Oh my God, cycle it all the way around. Curry around 𝒃𝒃, a little floater. Up and in. I can do that George Gervin finger roll thing too. Didn't play a baseball series either of the last 2 years. Yep. And this shows you there's other teams that's going through it. All these road trips. Steph knocks down the 3. Finally, I told you he's going to hit one in this half. Post, Steph and Jimmy. Remember, you want to stay relentless, attacking the basket. Curry deep for 3. Okay, he's nailed 2 in a row. Looking for a set relocate. He's hit 2 threes in a row. How hot is he? He's hot. Okay. The human torch is lit. 3 in a row. F on Black. Black at 6'7". It's an honest effort. These one-handed passes end up being a disaster, but 𝒄𝒉𝒊𝒍𝒍 saved the day. Curry.
Did you hear that? He said 6'7".
Disaster, but 𝒄𝒉𝒊𝒍𝒍 saved the day. It's an honest effort. These one-handed passes. Black at 6'7". 3 in a row. F on Black. Black at 6'7". It's an honest effort. These one-handed passes end up being a disaster, but 𝒄𝒉𝒊𝒍𝒍 saved the day. Curry an open 3. Got it! Look at him dance. Do your dance. And they saved his life on that turnover. Nothing happens there unless GP2 and 𝒄𝒉𝒊𝒍𝒍 get on the floor. Get on the floor.
Okay, so audio works. Okay, so the audio works. It wasn't me echoing. I was just a dumbass. I was echoing because I was watching my own fucking stream. Let's go make sure. I do want to hear how the static sounds. You know. Fuck, man. I can't believe there's static. All right, let's go see how the static sounds. All right, let's go see how the static sounds. I feel like unless you have headphones on, unless you have earbuds on, like I think it doesn't really, you won't. Yeah, you kind of hear it.
You kind of hear it if it's... That sucks, man. Well, that sucks. Static is being heard even though I have my VG to fit onto my ground loop, then to my mobile line in on my streaming PC. Should I switch the ground loop from my VG 259 to connect directly from my VG 259 instead? Could it be my virtual audio cable settings? But I doubt it's the buffer size or sample bits per sample. Okay, well, we're gonna go close that tab out, actually. And we're gonna go try something, actually. What if we choose... It's still kind of there. You know, it's just there. That sounds terrible. It sounds ass.
HD audio my ass, bro. Alright, well, that was a fail. That was a fucking fail. This is my first time trying that. I told you. I didn't even notice that at the bottom it had like white noise. So I guess we're gonna actually, I don't think we're gonna not play a game of Rocket League, but we're gonna show like the compose flip and how to stream. Like basically we will here, fuck it. This is how you multi-stream the live studio. And we're gonna go open up, we're gonna end this video so that we can, this is all we need right now. Then we have everything, and if this were to work, you know, if the audio were to work, it would obviously just, you know, I wouldn't need you know, I wouldn't need the second line to send Spotify, you know, to me and then to you. So I've been trying to find a fix for it, you know, how to manually get my audio. You know, I think here, let's go try searching something up. Can NDI from gaming PC send audio to streaming PC wirelessly? No capture card. You see, the fact that you could do audio means...
Apply the settings. Now click Tools on the top bar. To name this the audio, any video piece, OBS, and go back a scene on your stream. You need your name drop down and how to do it. Source. Use the source name. Go to the GitHub. Going to go through the iPlug. Download the win. There's a link in the description for this. Click on the latest release.
Okay, so this is the gaming PC.
Then download the Windows installer.
So I guess I'll do this.
Run through the installation process. The installation process is pretty self-explanatory. Feel free to follow along if you need.
But it looks like this I need OBS. But this says gaming, this is a dual streaming PC. So I need OBS on my gaming PC too?
Then set the frame rate you intend to stream at. Apply the set. Now create settings, and that's the internal net PC, ready to be picked up by your streaming PC. Now we're going to be broadcasted out to your.
Oh, wait. So I need OBS to send.
Picked up by your streaming PC. Again on your video. On a source name drop.
I watched the video. I need OBS running on my gaming PC. I have a capture card. I'm just trying to send audio. Send a specific audio channel device to my gaming PC. To my streaming PC. Oh, an NDI source. So look at this. Oh, and I don't have it installed as a plugin. Basically, when you install it as a plugin, it will be ABC LMLP and stupid, and it'll be under here. And I've seen that before. NDI source. I think that they used to have it, you know, default, but. Like, look how complicated this shit is what I'm saying. But I guess I could try this. I bought this cable for no reason, basically. It's not gonna work like that. I might try this. I'm not gonna do this in this video. But I will try this. Gonna save this, you know, copy link. I'm just gonna close this. I'm gonna put this in stream stuff too, fuck it. But, so, I don't need this then. And resume that audio actually. And we're gonna volume mixer with the Spotify. I'm gonna put this. But we're gonna show one thing with TikTok, and we've already done 𝒃finity. We showed that. Basically, so as you saw that error that popped up there, the audio is not being configured. So you go here, and you have to do this every now and then. Sometimes it unrecognizes, like if you turn the PC off, it unrecognizes the capture card. So you gotta click the capture card again. And now my voice is being heard in that green. So if I stop talking, and then if I keep talking, if I start talking, you know. The setup is a little bit different. There is a video that I could link, but when you send your virtual camera, so yes, you'll get this. When you set your virtual camera, it's gonna look like this, right? And you're gonna have to adjust it where you have the big screen, and just, this is how virtual camera looks, and this will be on TikTok. Basically, you'll be streaming this, but the virtual camera will put both of these in one source, and then you'll get this big ass source. And then you can organize it to look like this, where the vertical, you would just crop the vertical, and for the main one, you'd crop the main one. And it doesn't drop too much in quality. This is actually being streamed in a 4K quality actually anyways, which is kind of weird. It's native though to, you know, it's native to my system, or it's native, yeah, I don't know why, like considering my graphic or my capture card is old and it sucks, why it says desktop mode 1920, right? This is what it's running on there, and that's why it looks like that. It's streaming 1080p, but it's actually it's 2K, I guess. And then so you see that big screen, and that's how TikTok looks. Yes, so that's how you set up TikTok, and it's the same thing. When you go to your settings, you choose your encoder, and I'm choosing my GPU, and if you have a weak system, you could use your CPU depending on which one you use. Not sure why it's not showing. I'm gonna have to restart, I guess. But basically what you want to do is, sometimes you want to, see, I guess I won't even stream on TikTok. I was gonna do that. I wanted to show how you stream on both, but when you stream on this, before you start your stream, start the stream, stop it, then do your virtual camera. Don't start the stream yet. Open TikTok or whatever you're multi-streaming with. 𝒂𝓐𝓐 is different. You could use 𝒂𝓐𝓐, but if you use Live Studio, you get more views. That's why I use it. And this is a technical shit. This might not apply to you. But make sure that before you start your stream, you open up TikTok Live Studio so that the NVIDIA NVEC will be here too. Where is it? The NVIDIA NVEC will be here too. H.264. And I don't use H.265. I have a 3060 unless you have like a good GPU. You know, I would suggest using newer ones. But yeah, you'd set this up in the same manner. 7000 and 60 FPS, all that bullshit. You don't really have to change any of this shit. Yeah, you don't even need a speaker because all my audio's on the mic, which is my capture card, because it's kind of like my mic. It's my mic. It's an auxiliary audio. Same thing if I wanted to line in. Unfortunately, it didn't work. That sucks. But before we end this video, so that's how you'd set this up. Before we end this video, we're gonna show you, like, I guess we're not even gonna do it. Yeah, We'll do a summary video. I said we'll do a summary at the end. We'll try to keep it short. I'm not gonna try to make it too complicated. And yeah, fuck it. So let's get it. Let's show a game. So using Intel Present Mon, how do you know you're using the right stuff even when you're streaming too? How do you know your stuff is optimized? How do you know you're using MPO? And I already showed it. I opened up an application by accident, but so now let's open up this again. Let's click Intel Present Mon. And what's fun is you can actually see 64-bit DirectX 11 before it goes into full screen. Right? And usually you want to not open it while it's doing that, but you need it back in the background. But look, hardware composed independent flip, which means it's working. Otherwise, if it used composed flip, then ooh, Christmas version. Otherwise, if you use composed flip, then you'd get, oh, my cat's in the garage, I gotta go get him. Otherwise, yeah, if you use composed flip, you're gonna get like weird fucking, you know, tears. You know, you're using an old display Windows manager, right? The point being, optimize for visual and MPO and visual latency, peripheral latency, FPS latency. That's not the only thing that matters. And so yeah, let's actually sum that video up. So to sum up how to stream, hardware composed independent flip, making sure you're running that. And this is the end of the video. We're gonna go through each one side by side now. Whew. How to stream. How to stream using your PC setup. Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. Alright, we got this. Alright, we got this. Lock in. Lock the fuck in. This is finally the end of the fucking video. What is up, guys? This is your boy, Elias Balls, back at y'all with another fucking video. And in this video, I'm gonna teach y'all how to stream. This video is geared towards dual PC setups, but it can answer how to stream on a single PC, on a dual PC, using Streamlabs, using OBS, and general understanding on how to stream. Also, general understanding on how to optimize your PC, whether it's a gaming PC or a streaming PC, or a gaming and streaming PC. So let's get right into it. First, you gotta set up your stream, obviously. And this video is gonna be a quick summary. You got your output, you got your audio, your mic and your auxiliary audio is, you will treat your capture card, if you're using a dual stream PC setup, you're treating your capture card as a mic, as an aux cord, as auxiliary audio, where all of your others desktop audio, obviously. Where if you're streaming from your computer, you're using your desktop audio, obviously, right? So we're not gonna get too much into it. You connect through here, yada yada yada, simple stuff. Put this to above normal, don't put it, don't really care. We talked about it, the context is there. This whole video is gonna be out of order, it's disorganized, but this is the summary. Set up OBS, you've now set up OBS. Set up TikTok, set up Streamlabs, whatever, in the same exact way. You could always search it up. This is a tutorial on how to do everything all at once. So now, is your stream set up? Yep. Test your stream, like I did. Is your stream set up not in just OBS? So let's go back. Is it set up? No, it's not set up. We have to set up the audios. You need to set up streaming PC receiving data and the gaming PC sending data. You need to connect your capture card to your GPU using an HDMI or whatever cord it uses, and connect it into the HDMI in slot, your input slot on your capture card. And on the output is your pass-through. So if you're using your pass-through, it's what you're going to be playing the game on your monitor, not OBS, your monitor. Unless you're using a double streaming PC setup, you don't need a pass-through. You could just put the USB-C into your motherboard, and that's what shows up on OBS. And you would add that using video capture device, just like a webcam. It's a capture device, like a capture card. Otherwise, if you're a gamer, or I mean, if it's a gaming PC, you'd use game capture, and it would capture the display. You could use display capture and capture that window, but I suggest using game capture. I'm not sure if one's actually better than the other, you know, because one might actually, display capture might be better than game capture because it might be an older version of using it, and who knows, whatever's optimized. Just search it up. It might be situational to even your device, who knows? And that's what this whole video is about. We're not gonna get into it really. Watch the whole video if you really want to get into all the nitty-gritty. So both NVIDIA control panel or AMD control panel, do not mess with global settings. Do not mess with global settings, only use program settings. If you're turning on VSync, it's per program. So I'm only gonna end it off with the streaming shit, not the optimized shit. All of this shit is in the video if you really want to read all of this and understand all of this. Otherwise, I'm now gearing towards the end. OBS settings, we have done that. Make sure your capture card, I forgot to add that, you have your drivers updated. You can even disable HDCP if you want to, so you can stream like watching something. Not supposed to do that. Desktop scaling, you know, you definitely want, that's a highlight too. If your OBS screen isn't being full screen and being displayed as full screen, guess what? Then it's not on full screen, it's on something like no scaling. You want to override the scaling. Perform it on the GPU. I perform it on the GPU. If it's visual, I always perform it on the GPU. If it's calculations, I'm doing it on the CPU, and my GPU is my CPU is GPU based, and most games are GPU based, as they should, because frame generation and all that bullshit. Yes. So yes, now we got these out of the way. OBS plugins. So to get the vertical screen, you need 𝒂𝒐 or whatever version you could find. I use 𝒂𝒐. Everyone kind of uses that, and you get a vertical screen. You get this, you know, 𝒂𝒐 vertical canvas. You get virtual camera though. It comes with a virtual camera. This yellow button here. And so, like I said at the beginning, you start your stream, you stop it, then you put your virtual camera, and then you could start streaming again, just because it's a bug. Camera glitch fixed right here. 𝒃finity, Streamlabs, or StreamerLab, or whatever, StreamerBot, Nightbot, whatever you use to get your GIFs, your Twitch GIFs, your TikTok GIFs, your OBS GIF, or yeah, whatever your GIFs are, you know, whatever those are that 𝒃finity, Streamlabs, like I said, all that bullshit. So now you have your plugins. And if you wanted to multi-stream with 𝒂𝒐, you could also multi-stream using 𝒂𝒐, and it would look something similar to this, but it would have its own control panel, and then you could multi-stream from there. You could even do TikTok from there, but I like streaming from Live Studio because using their program means more views and all that bullshit. If you didn't know, now you know. And so we talked about the full screen, sending data. So sending data, also make sure that your source clone is your actual monitor, you know, not the capture card. You want the priority going to your monitor. 3.5 aux, you know, I'm working on this. I'm going to use an NDI actually now. Or NDI. And I'm going to actually do that now. So, can NDI from this. So, there's a video that I just recently watched too. Where is it? That's the wrong video. That's the wrong video. Yeah, okay. Well, I can find the video. It's gonna be in my YouTube history. The point being is NDI. NDI is basically saying I install NDI in this computer. NDI tools. It's a way for me to, you could do a dual stream PC setup now without a capture card too, using NDI. So, little fun note, you could do this without a capture card too, by the way. So this video is geared towards capture cards too, I guess. I forgot to say that. And now virtual audio cable sending the video. So your capture card or NDI is sending the data, and your streaming PC is receiving that. And if you're using NDI, then on OBS, then on your streaming PC, you need to download distro AV, and so you could get NDI source. And then guess what? Oh fuck, I forgot I wasn't showing this. But yes, so you could either use NDI or your capture card to send. I'm gonna use NDI to send audio. While using NDI to send video, you could use it without a capture card. You're gonna need OBS on your gaming PC and your streaming PC, and that's the video that I was trying to find on my computer in my YouTube history. But that's what I got from the video. NDI, you could also just choose to do audio, and I'm realizing since I can't use a 3.5 aux, it's creating a static, and I don't like that shit, then I should just use NDI. Otherwise, this now ends it. You send your video or your audio. You could use banana meter. You don't have to use virtual audio cable. And that's it. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. That's how to set up your stream in a nutshell, and watch the whole context for the video, and you'll never forget how to fucking stream again. This was mainly for me, and this is mainly for anyone who likes the long explanations. And yeah, I hope y'all had a great Christmas, or a shitty Christmas, you know, a lonely one or one full of family. Pain builds character, love builds character. Doing both builds character. I realized that I chose to be alone this Christmas, you know. I didn't go out to the Christmas party. I chose to stay at home. I didn't go out with family. Last year I worked for the first time. I was away from home too. I was away from friends. I worked on Christmas. It was my first Christmas alone too. I realized people are out there not getting gifts, all that bullshit. You know, grateful for being able to do this, just help people, and I'm just lending a helping hand to teach how to stream. You know, I also just want to, as a reminder for myself in the future, if you forget how to stream, this is how you stream. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. It has been your boy, 𝒓𝓲𝓼𝓬𝓸𝓻𝓭. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace the fuck out.